Boom! Welcome in, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Everyone's a little more chipper in here today because I think everybody got a good night's rest last night. I know I did. Feels good being here and see you guys with an echo. And I think it's probably my fault. That's my guess. Let me see. It sure is. That is my fault, as usual. Done. Got it fixed and got it. No, it's over. Stop saying echo. Stop typing echo because it's over. There is no, you can stop typing it now because it's all done. Stop. Got it done. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindel's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Feeling much better today than I did yesterday. I thought a cold was coming on. Now I feel great. Sucked down, 300 vitamin C drops yesterday. I'm sure that helped. Totally sure that it helped. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us. Good morning, Benjamin.
Good morning. If you think it helps,
it probably does.
Maybe it does.
Yeah, the old placebo effect, which is one of my favorite things I learned when I was a little kid.
Oh yeah,
that was actually a thing.
Crazy.
I was like, when did you learn that? 6th grade or something? It blew my mind. It blew my mind.
5th, 6th, 7th grade, I think somewhere in there. We learned about placebo effects.
Bo's got so much cool stuff coming, and I get to relearn. He's going into 3rd grade, and you get to relearn all that stuff that you forgot when you were a kid.
Begs the question: if we just came on every morning and told you that the Padres won last night, would everyone just be happier in San Diego?
I mean, I feel like our government does that sometimes to us. I do. I feel like you're telling me you're telling me everything's okay, but everything doesn't feel okay. So that's different. That's gaslighting, I think, is what they call that. The placebo effect is
a fine line. It's a fine line.
It is different.
I've been I was thinking yesterday. I'm very interested in micro dosing. I just don't know if what.
Yes, save that clip forever. What in the world?
I don't know. I was just thinking everyone's microdosing things now. It's just is it testosterone? Is it everyone's like, that's the thing now. You take just tiny amounts. I'm going, does that really do anything?
Ganja,
for anyone?
aka cannabis.
Paulie, if you had said to me, think of the one thing Ben won't say on the air, and I would have said, I'm interested in microdosing something. That would have been it. You are unbelievable. It is a very hot.
It's just such a hot topic right now. I just keep hearing everybody, I'm microdosing this, I'm microdosing that. Everyone's microdosing something.
My problem.
I'm feeling left out.
My problem has always been that I can't microdose anything. I'm a macrodoser. Nothing. Hey, just have one cocktail. I'm like, have one of these, have a little bit of this.
Purple says, where did you learn that term, Benjamin? That's not for you.
Where'd you hear that? That's not for you.
No, I think it's for everyone now. I mean, doctors' offices talk about it
You
now.
took an Advil and had to almost died.
Yeah,
or an aspirin.
Cut it in fourths next time, and now you're microdosing.
I guess I take a baby aspirin every day
for
for
my
full
heart
dose
health.
Is that's a full dose?
It's very small, but it's a full dose.
Very small.
Grind it up and just do one little lick, and then that'll be a microdose.
How small is a microdose?
It's small. It's small. I mean, and look, there are some things out there that we used to do for fun in college that people now microdose to get through the day. And I'm not talking about there's things that help with PTSD and things like that, but I'm talking about accountants that are like, oh yeah, microdose ketamine now. I'm like, excuse me? You do what? And then here's how my brain works is, so do you control the microdose? Because that's where it's the problem. Do they give you a big box of ketamine and you're like, I'm just supposed to do a little bump or whatever? That's the problem because it's still sitting there in the kitchen. Or is it, do you have to go to an office and let me give you your microdose of ketamine or psilocybin or anything else? I don't know how it works, Benjamin. I'm again not a microdoser. I don't think it would do anything for me.
I don't know what
nothing.
I don't know what the time is in between tastes or whatever. Is it a day?
It's a day,
it's
right?
A day. I think it's a daily,
just a very tiny dose of whatever you're doing.
I believe most people will use it for with some sort of an LSD type.
That's
drug.
Definitely been in the news lately.
To
psilocybin is popular, ketamine,
because you get that
MDMA.
Euphoric or creative or whatever feeling that you're searching for without necessarily hallucinating.
That was brilliant, man.
But I think people do it with they do hormones.
Yep, they do it with GLP-1s.
Yeah.
It's funny. I guess technically I do microdose.
Does it work? I don't know.
I guess technically I do microdose because I've been on testosterone for a long time, and I'm given a bottle, right, that is per week. But instead of taking what I found was I would spike in the middle of the week and then crash at the end, and you're kind of waiting for whatever day you take your shot. Sunday, you're kind of waiting for Sunday. So now I just do little tiny daily shots but only the same bottle. So I'm taking one shot worth, stretching it out over 5-6 days. So I guess technically I do microdose that. That's about the only thing. That's not something I want to macrodose, a bunch of testosterone. But yeah, so I think technically I do it. And it just helps me space it out a little bit more throughout the week. But we can get you on some stuff. I mean, whatever you let me know. I can make a couple calls.
Have you looked into it?
Yeah, are we thinking MDMA? Are we thinking psilocybin? What are we thinking here? It's up to you.
Maybe like vitamin D?
Yeah, vitamin D. I think you can macro dose vitamin D.
Yeah,
I do.
But maybe it would be better if we just microdosed it all.
Yeah, it could be. I just have no idea.
I'm glad you're feeling better ultimately with a macro dose of vitamin C.
Oh man, I crushed it, dude. I just was sucking those things down, and honestly,
what percent of your recommended daily allowance do you think you had yesterday?
All right, well,
look at the bottle. All right. So how many of these did you have?
Okay. Tell me what one is worth.
All right. So 2 drops is 150% of your daily allowance.
I had 7,000% of my daily allowance. I'm urinating orange juice right now is what it looks like. I had probably 40 of these.
Do we need to take you to the OD clinic for your
potentially
vitamin C overdose?
Are my kidneys going to shut down or something? I think maybe that's a thing. Yokel wants to know about my sperm. So when we did the IVF, Yokel,
you didn't have to ask.
I had to get off of testosterone for 6 months, which explains why I was a huge C word for 6 months, essentially, or 5 months. That's why I was dragging ass all the time and a huge C word because I had to get off that. And now I'm back on. I feel fantastic. So it works. But yeah, we can get you going on something. There's something that could help you.
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, we are too. Help. Yeah, I'm glad that you asked for help.
1 hole of golf instead of 18 holes of golf. Just a little microdose of golf every day.
You show up, the guy's like, it's $300. You're like, not for me. I'm playing 1 hole. I microdose golf.
What if
that's the best way to play?
What if it was free or super affordable to just play 1 hole?
Would that $6?
Would that scratch your itch for golf?
How many holes would you like? I'll just take 1.
I'll do 1.
Let's do 1. Yeah.
Excuse me? I just single and he's playing 1. He's going off. He's rolling with you guys.
Think about it. Ben especially is just I need to play it every day. I need it every single day or I can't live.
It would be
I'm
healthy.
addicted. I need it.
You get a little golf. It's just a microdose, 1 hole.
If you had a par 3 hole, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, they have
your backyard,
9 holes in their backyard. You could go out and play 1 hole every day and just call it a day and be like, I got my hole in.
Yeah.
But man, it's something.
I went to Torrey Pines yesterday. They had a press conference to announce the new sponsor which is no longer the Farmers Insurance Open. It's now the Century.
Okay.
That will be played same weekend in January, Wednesday through Saturday.
It's been the Farmers for a long time, huh?
Yeah. It's 17 years, but their sponsorship ended after this last tournament, and they were, I think, nervous about finding it. I didn't tell anybody, but I do the awards ceremony at the end of the tournament. And they always give me a script every year, and it always at the end says, "Hey, thanks for coming. See you next year out here at Torrey." And right before I went on, they told me, "Don't say the see you next year part." And I go, "Oh God, that's a little alarming. Do we think that the tournament could be going away?" But I guess they weren't sure. But this locks in this next year and possibly for many years into the future. But everyone thinks, well, that's got to be your favorite story to do. You get to go out to Torrey Pines. Enjoy. No, that's the worst because then I see everybody out teeing off. They're calling players to the first tee. Everyone's on the putting green, and I don't get to do any of it. I just get to stand there and work and then leave. I always feel
you didn't get to hit balls, right?
I am left wanting. Yes, when I go and do that. But it was a gorgeous day out there yesterday.
It was stunning. Yesterday afternoon was so stunning. I went home. I got right into bed and took an hour and a half nap, which I think really made me feel better. But it was bright and beautiful, and I was like, I kind of feel like a load. But you got to listen to your body when you get old, and that's what I did yesterday. I'm telling you, I'm running this baseball team, and I lay in bed at night and I spend most of my days, Ben, trying to come up with new exciting drills for 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds. And it is like the hardest thing on the planet to do. And I feel that in 2 practices, I can't use that term. It would be gross, but I've already, I've
no, go on.
I've exhausted most of my fun already in 2 practices. So unless I'm going to repeat some of the fun that we've already had, which is fine. I don't think kids really care. I'm really scrambling already to look for new drills to keep these kids engaged and make them better. Does that make sense?
I saw one on Instagram where they had all the kids out kind of in cutoff position, like behind second base.
Yep.
And they put a bat at home plate straight up, and they knocked it down.
The bat, I've done
they don't
that.
like that
No,
one?
I don't like it.
Helps accuracy on throws.
Yeah.
Ours was they'd put a garbage can, tip it over.
Yeah, the old Tom Amansky.
And then put it right behind the plate.
Yeah, you throw a ball into it. It's fine. It's fine.
Go out in the outfield. All right, let's see who can get it the closest.
Kids these days, though, you know what's funny about kids these days? You guys are going to think I'm crazy. You're going to think I'm crazy. They didn't get it. They didn't get it from me yet. These kids today like data. I'm not kidding. 8, 9-year-olds. They like data.
Well, we know they didn't get it from you.
Well, correct. But like they want, so their favorite drill.
You mean data?
Data.
Whoa, here we go.
I think it's pronounced data.
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 Can you say it either way?
I think you can say it either way. I just didn't realize you were a
data
data
guy.
person.
Yeah.
And I'm a data person.
My grandmother worked at Data Documents. It wasn't Data Documents. So that's how I grew up.
Okay.
Also from Texas.
So where are you getting this data from?
So they don't care. So I have a stopwatch. And so what I do is I time a kid going home to first, right? And the 481. And then they're like, okay. And the time to beat, right? I have a little blast motion sensor that goes in the bat that shows them how fast they swing the bat. Oh my God. They love it. And so now you see kind of like where it comes from. They're a different generation. They're the iPad generation. They have data in front of them at all times. And so they're better equipped to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going, hey man, your VAR here is blah, 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 and your VBA. And I'm not doing that to them, but I'm showing them, hey man, this is how hard you swing. This is how fast. Yeah. This is how fast you run.
Thank you.
Is that, well, I mean, you use the West Coast version of it, Paul. You do the Southern version of it. But yeah, they really, really love it. They love data. They love to know the numbers. And I don't know if that's good or bad necessarily right now. I think you can get bogged down in it, but I'm trying to.
I think, they're, not that we weren't, but video game generation, they're used to seeing everything in numbers.
We were an arcade generation.
Yeah.
We had to go in and pump quarters into and
data.
If you ran out of money, if you ran out of money, Paul's just having his own party over there.
Data.
If you ran out of money, you were done playing video games. These days,
you're just trying to beat the level.
Trying to beat the level, whatever, killing time before your parents come and pick you up. But this is a different generation, and they really enjoy it. So it's kind of fun.
Want to see some numbers.
Well, numbers are a real thing, man. In fact, I thought a lot about our text with Adam last night. I texted him. I said, hey, when's the last time we got ratings? And he said, we got April ratings in 2 weeks of May, so half of Q2. And I said, well, any good? I haven't heard from him. He said, you guys are doing great. 3rd place behind Only Spanish and NPR. Happy to go over it.
Buenos dias,
tomorrow.
everybody.
Yeah, buenos dias.
Pulling some of those Spanish-speaking listeners.
He said, happy to go over it with you. And I said, well, all right, good. I said, well, we think our show sucks right now, so we want to make sure that we are
actually still
doing okay. And he's like, you guys are fine. Keep doing your thing. But, he goes, well, I wish the Padres were playing better. And I thought long and hard about that. And I said, no, we need to be great even when the Padres are playing poorly. That's kind of always been the mission here. So I thought, I was laying in bed last night thinking a lot about that. Like, I don't need to.
We don't just pack it in after the offseason.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like we have good shows.
season ends.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think, I was thinking about that message a lot last night going, no, we have to be better even when they're playing poorly.
I think it's not necessarily poorly or well. It's when they get in a long rut, especially if playing poorly. We've been in the unfortunate situation that over the last 2 weeks, the Padres have won 3 games, but they were twice on Friday and once on Saturday.
Right, so we don't get to talk about it.
We haven't had a show following a win now in 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks ago today.
Crazy.
It was the last show we had following a Padres victory. It makes you feel like you're doing the same show every day.
It does.
You're analyzing mistakes. You're trying to figure out what's wrong. And you get into what is kind of a depressing rut when it's just the same topics every single day about the baseball team.
And that was kind of my point, is like we shouldn't need a Padres win to dictate a quality show, And so I thought long and hard about that. And, the ratings say that we're doing great, so that makes me happy, certainly. But no, it's important. It's kind of a mentality of like, I'm not going to let these guys, I'm not going to let these grown men dictate what our show is and my mood. I'm just not. I'm not giving them that much power. Maybe I start microdosing the Padres at this point, watch an inning here and inning there.
As Paulie said, we do the show year round, even when it's not baseball season, try to make it a good show. I'm always surprised how many people ask the question, what do you do outside of the season? Like, what's your job when the Padres aren't playing?
Radio.
And I
still
go,
radio.
The radio show.
We still do it.
We do it every single day. Yeah. There's no off season for radio. Yeah, sometimes we take the last week and a half off of the year for our Christmas holiday break, but there's no off season. Yes, we're on the Padres station, but we don't play the games. It's not dictated by, we don't get a schedule. We're just here Monday through Friday.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the gig. Now, we haven't been able to work that. We split when they're done. We'll see you guys at spring training.
Still trying.
Bit in our contract. It's not that we haven't asked for it. It's just that they're not biting yet on it. I would love to just play like Howard does. Stern just plays best of every day, and then he pops on every 3 weeks. Like that would be fantastic.
Takes the whole summer off.
It's
like June. He's like, all right, I'll see you after Labor Day.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Jesus.
And I pay that $15 a month, man, every month, just to whatever it is, just to make sure I got it. But it is crazy. We keep asking for it, and they keep saying no. In the contract negotiations. So maybe that's the sticking point for the latest contract negotiations. But yeah, it'd be great. Hey, our Padres final outs recorded. We'll do our wrap-up show tomorrow. We'll see you guys live from Peoria and just take it like a teacher, right? You just take that time off.
Oh, we can do special shows if they sign someone in free agency or pull off an off-season trade.
Of course. But
I think we do some of our best shows outside
I do too.
Of
I have so
season.
much fun in the off-season. Because there's no pressure. Nobody can scream at you, really. It's fun. But no, I do think there's a faction of our fan base that could benefit from your wisdom this morning. If the Padres are pissing you off, just microdose them. Just watch an inning and go, I know how this is going to go, and then walk away. 1 inning, 2 innings, 3 innings is even a microdose for a baseball game, right? Give it 45 minutes, And if it's ruining your life,
if you like what you see, stick around.
If you like what you see, maybe have a little more. Chop up another one. If it's really going great, why don't you stay all night?
Right.
Stay until it's time to get them to go to work in the morning. We've all been there. So I think that's sage advice from Benjamin. I love how Paulie he's spreading his wings right now. I'm interested to see what the microdose looks like. What it would be and how it would help.
Chicago.
I'm not microdosing anything in Chicago.
No, him.
I know, but if he does, we
have shows to do in Chicago.
It's true. It's not a vacation at all. No. Get to get up a little bit later.
Hair, yeah.
Our
show will start at 8 in Chicago, 8 to noon.
It's fantastic.
Not bad. It's not bad at all.
It's like, it's not enough. It's not long enough of a trip for our bodies to fully adjust to the time difference.
Right.
So we're just gonna feel. It's gonna feel like
noon when I get up. Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing.
Sleep till 7. I'm like, excuse me. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we're gonna be able to get breakfast together before
we'll
a
have
show.
Breakfast together before every show.
Go over the rundown and
it's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be crazy. It's not gonna be 5 a.m. We're just like, hey, what's up?
Melis says that's what I do. Every first inning home run we give up. That's it. I'm out. I'm done. That's That's it. That's microdosing at its finest.
You got to come back the next day. To see
if
it changes.
You do.
Because eventually it does. It always does.
Absolutely.
All right. We actually have an early guest coming up. So let's take a quick time out. We'll come back, set the menu, and then we'll be joined by our friend in Philadelphia, John Marks, as the Padres get ready to take on the Phillies. We'll check in with John, mostly because we just like talking to him. He always adds to the discussion. He's got a show to get ready for as well, so he preferred to come on a little bit earlier, and we have no game to talk about from last night, so we thought, why not? A little 6:30, a little rarity for Ben and Woods. Early guest coming up to start the show. We'll let you know what the rest of the day has for you in store until 10 a.m. It's Ben and Woods and Paul here on San Diego's #1 sports station, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on 97.3 The Fan.
Here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
so let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's going to hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. I'm going to reverse things. Instead of setting the menu, we'll do that after our guest because he's ready to go. He's got a show coming up. So let's head out to Philadelphia. The midday host, 97.5, The Fanatic in Philly. Our friend John Marks is going to join us here on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. Now that I've got all the sponsor reads in, John, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
My guys, what's going on?
Go ahead and get all of your Phillies talk out now because my guess is you got 4 hours of A.J. Brown to the Patriots coming up on your show.
All right, so if you're watching the video feed, here's the A.J. Brown jersey. I'm not an A.J. Brown. I'm not a jersey wearer. Right. Someone gave me this, but I'm going to do the Skip Bayless where I throw it in the trash can and I move on for Instagram today. So.
There you go. There you go. Well, again, we don't have a football team here, so we go pretty Padres centric. But the Phillies, they owned us last week at Petco Park, and I can't say I'm looking forward to facing them again. Johnny. They're playing pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's interesting because we had a bunch of people that work at the station, a bunch of people I know that were in San Diego, and they were shocked at how Padres San Diego is. And I said to them, I said, listen, my guys that do mornings there, like their number one show in San Diego for a reason. It's because the Padres are such a big deal. But yeah, the Phillies played well. But guys, as we know in baseball, the Phillies just swept the Padres.
Yep.
Let's see what happens coming up in these next 3 games because, they're winning with starting pitching. Their offense hasn't been great. And when they get good starting pitching, which they've gotten from Sanchez and Wheeler, the Phillies are generally pretty good. And that's where we are right now.
It seems like it's very obvious what turned the Phillies around. Firing manager Rob Thompson and replacing him with Don Mattingly. Was it your kid who asked the question? What is he doing different?
No,
somewhat like what is he doing differently than Rob Thompson, though? I mean, is it anything? Because we're not a huge believer that just firing a manager midstream is going to have that big of an impact. So why do you what do you attribute the turnaround for the Phillies after the 9-19 start?
Yeah, Bryce Harper spoke about it after the firing, and he had said, and it got met with some criticism, and I don't think he was meaning it the way some people took it, but he said that more or less as they kept losing games, because they'd lost 10 or 11 straight games, they're more or less waiting for what's going to happen. Either we're not firing Rob or they're going to fire Rob. They knew it was coming, and the more they lost, they knew it was probably coming. I don't think Don Mattingly's done anything different. Their starting pitching's been really good.
Yeah.
If you look at the start of the season before Rob Thompson got fired, Chris Sanchez was good, wasn't great. Luzardo was awful. Aaron Nola was awful. Andrew Painter was awful. Zach Wheeler was injured. So this team wins with their starting pitching and when Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber get hot. Their lineup, a lot like you guys are going through in San Diego, their lineup isn't great, isn't doing well right now. Their starting pitching and their bullpen came through. So Don Mattingly would be the first person to tell you that he's not doing anything different. But for whatever reason, it happened when Rob Thompson took over for Joe Girardi. It's a wake-up call for these guys, and they woke up. And they're 1 game over 500 as they enter June. So the season's kind of been reset, and it feels like that the Phillies are right back where they should be.
Talking to our pal John Marks live from Philly this morning. And, Johnny, when the Phils are in a skid, as they were early in the season, do you get the calls or the YouTube chats like, well, Harper's got to go. He's not a good leader. We got to fire Kevin Long. I think we're similar teams on different coasts because my guess is that you do get those calls.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted Kevin Long fired and not Rob Thompson. Generally when hitters don't hit, even if it's not the hitting coach's fault, someone loses their job, just like Rob Thompson. Was it Rob Thompson's fault that the Phillies were losing games? No, the manager doesn't push a lot of buttons during games, but you're hired to be fired. That's the nature of it. So yeah, you get Kevin Long being fired. Bryce Harper's interesting because I feel very connected to you guys because Manny Machado goes to the Padres.
Yep.
Bryce Harper goes to the Phillies that same year, and it's worked out well for both teams. But this year, for the first time, there's kind of been a little bit of turn on Bryce Harper. He wears the Fanatic cleats. He wears the Philly Fanatic bandana. He's really done well with the fans and kind of, some people say pandering. I just say he's smart. Like he's really become a Philadelphian and a Philadelphia athlete. But that stops at some point, and you got to win. And the reality was, after they went to the World Series, the last couple of years, they went backwards and went backwards and went backwards. And now for the second act of Bryce Harper, you got to win. And he hasn't shown up in the postseason in the last 2 years, and he knows that. And I still love Bryce, but you can tell there's some people that are getting a little bit tired and frustrated with Bryce Harper, and they need to have some postseason success to kind of change that.
We're the same team. It's the same.
It's kind of crazy.
We're the same team, the same fan bases. It's the exact same shtick.
There is so many similarities.
It's crazy.
I mean, yes, they got to the World Series. Yep. And the Padres came up short because they lost to the Phillies. But, yeah, very similar arcs the last few years. And division-wise, John, we're talking to John Marks from 97.5, The Fanatic in Philly. Division-wise, this year it's the Braves in the NL East. They don't look that catchable, just like the Dodgers the last few years have felt not catchable. Maybe they will be, maybe they won't. But it's that weird position where you feel like we're playing all season just to see which wild card spot that maybe we can get at the end of the year.
Yeah, the most success the Phillies have had in the playoffs when they made the World Series was when I'm not going to say snuck in, but they got hot late in 2022, and they made 2022, whatever year it was, and they actually they were a wild card. The Braves were cruising. The Braves had the bye, right? The Braves right now, or at least they were 20 games over 500. They were 40-20. So I don't even care about the NL East anymore because the Phillies have won 2 straight NL East titles. And what's it got them? They've got nothing. They've been sent home early. So really it's about how you're playing. And I hate this because when fans freak out in May and June, as we should, because if we're watching all the games and we're paying attention and we care, then we have to react when the teams are playing poorly. We have to react when players are playing poorly. Reality is when the Phillies, in September, end of September, when the playoffs start, how they're playing then is going to be how far they go in the playoffs. What they're doing right now, they're kind of setting themselves up for later in the season. You can't fall too far behind and you can't cost yourself the playoff spot. But the Phillies are going to be in the playoffs this year. It's how the bats are hitting when you get to mid-September, when you get to the end of September and beginning of October, how it's going to be. I mean, I texted Woodsy, and when the Phillies were out there, and I'm like, I need an update on Castellanos. And he said, the hell with Castellanos. The rest of his lineup isn't good.
Yeah.
Castellanos is fine. He's a part-time player. We don't care about Castellanos. And like you said, we're right there here. Schwarber hasn't produced in the postseason in 2 years. Turner hasn't produced in the postseason in 2 years. Harper hasn't produced in the postseason in 2 years. And then the other players that are Bowen, Stott, the other players, they're not producing either. So until they do that in the playoffs, the hell with the division. They got to get there. They got to get hot.
We're the same team. It's the exact same thing. Manny hasn't produced in the playoffs. Merrill didn't produce in the play. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, Johnny. We are on
the whole team, 24 scoreless.
We're on collision courses. Do you have any AJ Brown thoughts for us? I'm curious. He's a big player,
former Padres
draft pick. The connection there, certainly. But now he's headed off to dreaded New England and Mike Vrabel, and how are the Philly faithful taking that this morning?
It was weird. The whole lead up to it was, no criticism. Really, very few criticism of AJ Brown. Some people didn't want to believe that he wanted to be traded. Others just said, yeah, he wants to be traded, but we're okay with it. The oddest thing is that you would think that a player who acted out a little bit on social media and was generally unhappy for 2 years would have rubbed his teammates the wrong way. Everybody loves him. The front office loves him. The coaching staff loves him. His teammates love him. Any story that comes out is negative towards Jalen Hurts. It's not negative towards A.J. Brown. So he's going to manage to force his way out of town, and everybody's going to love him on the way out the door. It's amazing in a city like Philadelphia that he gets away for it. But what I would say is that when they traded for A.J. Brown 4 seasons ago, they gave up a first-round draft pick and a third-round draft pick. He's had 4 incredible seasons. The Eagles have been to 2 Super Bowls. They won 1 championship. They went to the playoffs 4 years. A.J. Brown has been being looked at as maybe the best wide receiver in franchise history. And now they're trading him 4 years later for a first and a fifth. So as far as value that you're looking for, when you drive a car off the lot, that depreciates immensely. The value hasn't depreciated, but the player actually has. He's got a bad knee that needs to be drained every week. He's still a good player. He's not the player he was 4 years ago. And you're getting close to the same value that you got when you traded for him 4 years ago. I think it's a win-win. Sometimes it's better to move on. Sometimes your 4 years and out is the best thing that you can have. And that's where I am. I'm really happy that he's moving on because I think it's what's best for the team.
John, before you go, it was a year ago this month that we made our trip out to Philly, got to hang with you at Citizens Bank Park, got to see the sights, go around the city. We had a really good time. Now, as we approach in 1 month, the 250th birthday of the United States, what's going on in Philly for that, since that's, of course, All-Star where the United States was born? And, yeah, you got the All-Star game coming up next month, too.
So sick.
Too much, because FIFA's here too. The World Cup's here.
Oh my God!
So you have it. No, it really is. Like we have too many events. We have to turn down events because we have so much going on. But obviously, the All-Star game, we have the World Cup, and then you have other non-sports things because of the 250 that is all over the place. I mean, it's great. Would have been nice if they spread some of these things out, guys. Maybe a couple things next year, a couple things year after, maybe something last year. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The FIFA World Cup, I'm not a big soccer guy, but it's cool to have everything in the city. Sure. So we're looking forward to it. But the All-Star game, man, listen, I was at the All-Star game in 1996, the last time I was here. So it's been a long time, and we're in a new park.
It's a blast.
It's going to be something fun.
It's a blast, man. There's nothing like it when it was here. We need it back in San Diego ASAP. There's nothing like it. And, of course, you have an open invite. We can't get you tickets, but you can come hang with us while we're here. But, yeah, thank you, brother.
Oh, in your house. But you have a spare bedroom, apparently.
I do not have a spare bedroom.
Coming to your house. I'll let you know.
I have no extra bedrooms, but I have a really uncomfortable couch. It's all yours.
All right, I'm in.
Thanks, brother.
Johnny, have a good show. Thank you.
All right, guys. See you.
There he is, John Marks from the Fanatic in Philadelphia. We just enjoy talking to him. And, some interesting comparisons between the Padres and the Phillies. It is stunning kind of how similar it is. And this is the irony, is that Padres fans probably think, oh, Phillies, they've had it so good. And the Phillies probably look at the Padres and go, with a little jealous eye, yeah, they've had it so good the last few years. And we're both discontent most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. Most of the time, that's it. But the parallels are similar with the superstars, the disappearing in the postseason, all of it. It's just crazy how similar we are.
Brought up Nick Castellanos. Is there a chance that Nick Castellanos has played his last game for the San Diego Padres? We will talk about that coming up. The move that is expected by the San Diego Padres today will set the menu for the rest of our show right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Escondido to San Diego, southbound on the 15. You're moving along at the speed limit. Further up the road, no problems, all the way to the 5. Joey Blasney with Odyssey San Diego traffic.
And we are back on that supposed move today, reported by Kevin Acee and others, is that the Padres will be calling up outfielder Jase Bowen from AAA to take one of the roster spots. Could be for Bryce Johnson, could be for another player. Certainly Nick Castellanos has not been hitting of late.
Could fake an injury.
Could be someone headed to the IL. We will probably find out here in the next 5 or 6 hours before game time what that move is going to be. But coming up in our next hour, we'll talk to our friend John Conniff from Mad Friars, who recently saw and spoke to Jase Bowen, his manager, get the perspective of what is coming to the Padres, what are some realistic expectations of what Jase Bowen might and might not be able to do when he joins the team today. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Are we going to see him right away in the lineup, give him a chance? I usually like that. You call a guy up.
Why call him up?
Might as well put him in the lineup and give him an opportunity, a couple of chances to play here in Philadelphia and see what he can do on the big league level. Get some injection of some new blood today.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is for me. I'm keeping my expectations low. I think we know he's a better defender than Nick Castellanos. We know he's probably got a better bat at the big league level than Bryce Johnson. So combination of those two things gets me excited. I like his makeup. I like, and again, we'll talk to Conniff and who's seen him play recently and how he plays the game. I think it's great. I'm excited about it. I did see it yesterday. Guy said, bro, I never hear the Padres calling up prospects and say, I'll get traded. This is amazing to hear for once. He's not really a prospect, but I get,
We all had some pause during the roundtable last week, our Epic Wings roundtable, when Chris Ella kind of pointed out his strikeout rate. It's bad. It's not quite as bad as Chris made it out to be. I think I saw it started kind of okay and it kind of crept up above 30%.
He's 26 right now.
Like lately, it's been a little higher, but John will have some of those details for us coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, 7:30, I believe, right after Don't Do This. In our 8 o'clock hour, it is an Incorporator Tuesday. We've picked a J word for Jesse, who will join us from Philadelphia at 8:35. Of course, that'll come right after Take on Woods and another chance to qualify for our staycation at the Town and Country in Mission Valley, our grand prize for the month. 9 o'clock hour, of course, is our Rindle Report, our MLB Reach Around, and we'll look ahead at all the matchups for this series against the Philadelphia Phillies, which begins later today. So that's what we've got coming up on the program for you today. But, of course, the Padres will be taking on the Philadelphia Phillies at 3:40 today. Randy Vasquez against Aaron Nola. And we're seeing two of the same pitchers that we saw last week. Both Nola and Christopher Sanchez, who's going tomorrow, shoved against the Padres. So I think you said it yesterday, what's going to be different this time around? What can the Padres adjust, having a second look at these guys? How do you make it work more in your favor this week?
I mean, knowing that it's the big leagues and knowing that this has worked, and we've heard the manager of our team say several times this year, Man, these guys are doing the complete opposite of what we had them earmarked to do, right? We've heard Craig Stammen say that a couple of times. They're pitching a little bit backwards on us based on how they had pitched the last previous. They're mixing it up against the San Diego Padres. Why? Because they can. This team hasn't shown the ability to adjust very well at all. They don't hit velo very well. They don't hit spin very well. They don't hit 90 mile an hour very well. They're not a good offense right now. So if I'm Nola and I'm Sanchez and who else is going, Wheeler?
Then Wheeler on the last game. Yeah.
Dude, I'm not changing one single thing, right? Like, no need to get cute. I'm going to attack the San Diego Padres the way I attacked them last time, and let's see if they can adjust. And if they do, then I'll switch it up. But I am going right after this offense.
How do the Padres take advantage of what happened with the Phillies? Because I don't think, unlike the Phillies, as John Marks said, they were all kind of waiting for the shoe to drop on Rob Thompson.
Yeah.
Not that they didn't like him as a manager.
But they knew it was coming.
A ton of success, but they kind of knew it was coming. They knew it was on them, and it was almost a relief just to have it over and have Don Mattingly come in. Nothing's really, they didn't change anything with Don Mattingly as the manager, but it almost like let those guys play a little freer and easier. I don't think there's some big move coming for the Padres. Craig Stammen's not getting fired.
No, I don't think so.
With 6 games above 500, 2 months into his tenure as manager.
Nor should he, yeah.
Nor should he. So you're not feeling that impending, sword hanging over your head with the San Diego Padres. But how can you still get the players to go, okay, stop letting this continue to build and just play freely and move forward like the Phillies were able to do?
I mean, somebody asked me yesterday when I retweeted the Jase Bowen thing. They said, if they go out and they put up the exact same type of ABs as they did last time against Nola and Sanchez specifically, Sousa's got to go, right? And I said, well, you can't fire the players. And he goes, yeah, I agree, but like heads have to roll. If there's no adjustment, right, none whatsoever, and you go out and you get the exact same thing painted on you, then I think at that point, sure, you take a look at something like that. I don't know how much it's going to change for this team.
These are also really good pitchers. It's not.
Yeah, we're supposed to be really good hitters,
right?
Though.
But
that's the other thing.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you got to score 10 against.
No one said 10.
Yeah. At some
no
point,
one said 10.
A really good hitter needs to be better than a really good pitcher.
And you saw them a week ago. There's familiarity there. Like I'm not saying that, like I said, they could come out, Nola, who was probably 70% fastballs, he could come out and go 70% slider. And what do? I have no confidence in this offense to adjust to it. None right now.
I think we're all a little more up in arms when Zach Littell does what he does against the Padres.
Makes me insane.
Rather than Christopher Sanchez.
Yeah, if you're not beating the Zach Littells and he's blowing 90 by you, like what chance do you have against Sanchez and Nola? And KG
they had chances to win those games. They were close games. You want to win those games 2-1 or 3-2. When you're playing another ace, that's what a playoff game looks like. Again, it's when you're not scoring runs against lesser pitchers. Those are the games that have me worried. Padres aren't going to have any of those opportunities in this series. Maybe in the bullpen for an inning here or there, but these 3 starting pitchers, you don't expect the Padres to break out against any of them. I'm not looking for a 7-8 run outburst in any of these games. You're trying to win them 3-2, 4-2, 2-1, something like that in these games. So you can't make this a referendum on the offense, this series in particular.
Why not?
Well, then
a bigger referendum on the offense that already sucks.
Then there's 5 or 6 other teams that haven't scored against Christopher Sanchez that also must have terrible offenses.
I don't care about those teams at all. I don't even know who they are. I couldn't care less. I care about this team and their adjustments and what they're doing. And if you see the guy twice in 1 week and he chops you up again, this isn't a team full of minor leaguers. We're not the up-and-coming Chicago White Sox. There's $300 billion in our starting lineup. That's why they make that money, to figure out how to beat a Nola or a Sanchez or a Wheeler. That's why they get paid that much.
But these are also veteran pitchers who may look completely different this time around because
100%.
They know they just pitched against these guys and may have a completely different game plan.
You're saying what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They need to adjust, and they need to put together way better ABs than they did against Sanchez and Nola. I'm not even saying they have to win. I'm just saying I'm saying, and I think the skipper even is saying, our process sucks. Don't get hung up on results. But our process sucks right now.
I know they didn't.
And he says it after every game, essentially, we need better ABs.
But every game's different. I know they didn't score against Sanchez. I didn't think they took bad at-bats against him. They had opportunities. They just didn't have to get any hits with runners in scoring position.
Got hits, yeah.
I thought Nola, I didn't think they looked very good at all.
Not at all.
Against a guy who hadn't been nearly as good as Sanchez. I thought against Sanchez, they battled pretty well. That was a decent That was a decent effort where they just weren't able to get a big hit to bring in runs. Nola, it was not as nearly as good of a look last week.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I think we're saying the same thing, essentially. I'd like to see some good ABs, and I think Craig Stammen would too. I mean, he, again, says it after every game, we got to find a way to scratch out better ABs. That means if you're going to swing first pitch, swing first pitch. Don't hit the outside fastball to shortstop and roll over on one pitch. These guys are too good to give them easy outs.
Craig Stammen diagnosed it after the National Series. He had a couple of things. He said, we'll have put 2 or 3 good at-bats together, and then the fourth guy will have a terrible at-bat and roll over into double play, and we won't score. Or we'll have 3 guys hot in our lineup, but 6 who are not.
Correct.
As opposed to we need to get 6 guys going at the same time and 3 not hot.
Why am I giving any of the hitters that can beat me anything to hit when I know I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 there? I'm not worried about Song getting me. I'm not worried about Fermin getting me. I'm not worried about Casty getting me. I'm not.
Which has a trickle-down effect to the better hitters.
100%.
Because
then they have to feel that they have to do too much.
Exactly. They have to do too much. So they start chasing pitches because that's all they're seeing. They're not going to miss anything over. They're going to miss off the plate because why give those guys anything to hit?
It's a little league lineup. It's a top. And the funny thing is we're not even top heavy, but it's a little league lineup. If 1, 2, and 3 don't do anything, it's going to be a long wait to get back to the top, and you feel like, oh boy, we got to get back to the top of the order so we have a chance. And if 1, 2, and 3 have a bad game, you're not winning.
Which is different from the first month when you felt like, 1, 2, 3 aren't doing anything.
7, 8, 9
4 through 9, 5 through 9 are doing a ton right now. So doesn't really matter. The pitchers don't get that big sigh of relief. Now they do against the Padres lineup. That's what's different.
Yep.
All right, we will come back. The Padres got mentioned yesterday as the war of words between players and owners and labor negotiation continues. We'll tell you why and what was said coming up next year with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Happy primary election day here in the state of California.
I never get my mail-in ballot. I have to go to the library.
Really?
Yeah, I never get it. Hannah gets hers. I don't get mine.
I think there is...
go to an old address?
I get the mail-in ballot is much, much easier, but there's something...
romantic?
Yeah, about, going inside that little booth and
I got to go to the library to do
casting your ballot.
Yep.
I go to some guy's garage down the street from my house.
Well, I do that too, but I don't go there to vote. So
You just
There
go
it was.
Yep.
Glory
You
hole.
pick up baseball
that's why.
cards.
No, that's why I go. That's why I go. Just once a week.
First year I could vote was 2008, and I think I went to the booth there because it was very first one. I had just turned 18 like 2 months before the election, so I was like, "Yeah, got to go do it." I'm pretty sure every single ballot I have filled out since then, I've just done mail-in.
Yep. Yeah,
mail-in, or at least drop it off. You get the ballot and then you drop it off in any mailbox or ballot drop-off.
I would do it, but I don't get one. It doesn't get mailed to me. My missus gets hers, and I don't get mine.
You sure you're registered to vote?
Yes.
Okay.
Every time I click it, double check. I'm registered to vote.
Seems like a problem.
It's so
be
weird.
getting your ballot in the mail.
100%.
If anyone's listening from the election office, make sure Woods gets his mail-in ballot.
Yeah. I like to do my civic duty as well.
Yep. So, take some time out. They're supposed to let you off of work to go. And
I'll see you guys later.
I don't think the polls are open yet, are they?
Today is actually National Leave the Office Early Day.
Well, to go vote.
So there you go.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Be back in like an hour?
Yeah. See you guys in like an hour. Just play some elevator music, and then we'll come back. To be one of our best bits of all time. See how long we can do it.
So
how quick can we get back?
That's right.
Vote and come back.
Yeah.
I think we're near the county voting center. So
imagine just
we
playing
can
this. Goes to commercial, the whole thing comes back. I like it.
We can have like
This is the best elevator hold music I've ever heard.
really
Paulie.
good.
This is
we can just have like a recorded thing that loops every like 30 seconds. You're listening to Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah.
This is a jam.
Yeah, it's good.
Not bad.
Speaking of microdosing, that would sound really good.
Oh yeah.
So much better than the usual stuff I get when I'm on hold.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like MGMT.
Kind of into it.
Really good. All right, what were you going to say?
What if we just played this throughout the whole show?
The
whole show.
I like it, man. I like it.
So I was going to mention the quote from MLBPA Executive Director Bruce Meyer, who brought up the Padres yesterday as the Players Union publicly not only rejected the owner's first proposal, which we knew they were going to do, but just thoroughly torched it, saying like there's not even one part of it that's even remotely acceptable to the players.
It's going to be so fun.
Like that. They are so far apart at the beginning of these CBA negotiations. But the quote here from Bruce Meyer is, "We want to encourage more San Diegos." San Diego is a small market team that went out, decided to compete, signed a lot of players, turned around their franchise. They are successful. They've grown attendance, they've grown interest, and we've all seen the explosion of their franchise value.
Boy, that angered a lot of fan bases. I saw some like Brewer fans that were very upset. And listen, this situation sucks for everyone, right? Mostly the fans. The owners are always going to make money. The players are going to make an exorbitant amount of money. That being said, what really surprises me about all of this is that how many fan bases have been absolutely strapped to the cuck chair and forced to watch their owners make money hand over fist and then tell them, no, it's okay. It's okay that we're letting this guy go, or we're going to let him walk, or we're going to trade him a year early. It's okay. This is the way we do business here in Milwaukee, right? Millions and millions of Milwaukee fans tied to that cuck chair going, yes, Daddy, give me more. I need more.
We used to be that fan.
100%, Ben. 100%. 100%. And
I didn't believe that we could be anything other than that fan base.
That's exactly right,
until
man.
Peter Seidler came around, really. I mean, that was what I thought we had to accept. So I think it's human nature. All right, this is what we've got, so let's make the best of it. Let's try to be smarter.
Well, making the best of it is one thing.
Yeah,
but being like, no, I like that we trade our best players away for peanuts, and pennies on the dollar. I like
smart
that for
before
prospects.
they get too expensive.
Right. All those things you tell yourself. All those things that you tell yourself strapped to that cuck chair that everything's okay. Yeah, I like to watch. Yeah, she likes it. I'm into it. More. Right. And, to see those guys look at saying, oh, well, look at all the debt they accrued. I'm like, buddy, wait till you hear how businesses are run. Holy cow. This team just sold for 4.8. Bill?
4.9.
I'm sorry, $3.9 billion.
It's nice of you to throw in an extra $900 million there. But yeah.
I think I was thinking of they sold for $800 million.
They originally were bought for $800 million, and they sold for $3.9 billion 14 years later.
Yeah, man, that's it's. But again, all these fan bases have convinced themselves that that's the right way to do business. And listen, just to couch that, I'm also saying that the Padres have made some incredibly dumb moves. They've tied themselves to some incredibly dumb contracts.
Nobody's asking your team to just throw money out there.
Correct. But what I am saying to
your ambitions to the win, you got to make smart decisions too.
Absolutely. And there have been some that we have not made. But in the interest of going for it and trying to win a World Series, I mean, who is the poster boy for that other than Peter Seidler's Padres?
I do think that there is a good point that I saw made, though, after that quote from Bruce Meyer, and that is that model that he's suggesting, that every small market team just does what the Padres did and ups their payroll by $100 million, which is essentially what the Padres did. Padres even more than that. But let's say every small market team, the 10 smallest market teams, the 10 lowest payrolls, all of a sudden said, okay, this offseason, you're right. We can do what the Padres did. We're all going to spend $100 million more on who exactly?
Right.
I mean, who are the free agents? That's not okay. That would be another $1 billion of salaries going out from 10 teams that didn't used to pay that money. Who are you giving that to? You don't automatically create better players just by spending more. You still have the same players that you're picking from in the free agent world.
Dalton Varsho is going to be real happy next year.
Right. I mean, yeah, is Dalton Varsho going to turn the Kansas City Royals into a perennial winner here if they sign him for an exorbitant amount of money? That's why, it worked for the Padres. You know why it worked for the Padres? Because they were the only small market team that was doing it.
Right.
If every team did it, you just have the same economics. It's just the players would be making a lot more, which, wow, great. The players union wants to pursue a strategy that's going to get all the players paid way more, but doesn't really fundamentally change anything about the competition of Major League Baseball. They can say, well, if the smaller market teams are spending more, they'll be closer to the bigger market teams. Well, how are the big market teams going to respond? They're going to also have to spend more.
Okay, but
it doesn't change anything.
It changes in the fact that you don't have to trade Tarek Skubal if you're the Tigers. And you probably don't now, based on what that family is worth now. If they wanted to pay Tarek Skubal fair market value, they could. I firmly believe that. He does not have to go. But that way you keep a Mookie Betts in Boston. You keep a Freddie Freeman in Atlanta, whatever.
Well, and other sports have designed systems in which it is easier to keep. You can pay more to keep players than other teams can. Basketball does that, where you sign a guy, your own guy, you can give him an extra year, you can give him more money than if he hits free agency. Right. It's an encouragement for players to stay with their teams that drafted, developed them, and they became stars in that city. But you know what that kind of requires? The salary cap and the salary floor.
For sure.
That if you want to see those players, why would Tarek Skubal stay in Detroit if he can get 80% more by going on the open market and getting LA and New York in the bidding? Are you saying that Detroit can just spend an unlimited amount of money on Tarek Skubal?
No, but I'm saying that they can spend market value for Tarek Skubal, right? But
won't they have to take that away from some of their other players then? Whereas teams like the Dodgers can just add it to their payroll. Well, that's what they've done.
I would disagree a little bit in that market value is whatever somebody's willing to pay. So if the Dodgers are willing to give him a $550 million contract, that's the market now for Tarek Skubal, and you can't just expect any team to be able to afford that.
And listen,
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Get your point.
Like at the end of the day, it's not maybe just about who has the best trade deadline in professional sports? Major League Baseball has the best trade deadline because that's fun to sometimes watch you go pilfer teams and other teams pilfer you. And the NFL trade deadline sucks. The NBA trade deadline sucks. NHL trade deadline sucks. Their cap, there's only a certain amount of things. And I'm not saying that's not a reason to do it. It's a lot more complicated.
NBA trade deadline for off-season headlines.
Yes,
whereas Major League Baseball, it's dead until like February.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird.
It really is a real sticky wicket, and I'm seeing more and more fans side with the billionaires than I did in the last one. I think they're feeling kind of over the players, and maybe it's.
Wouldn't it be interesting if teams you had to disclose like what their final, like their best offer was for a player? Because then you could know if you're a Tigers fan. How close were we?
Yeah.
Like, did he sign because of a difference of $10 million or $210 million?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how you fix it, man. I don't. And like you said, they are worlds apart right now. But the parties doing the most lifting right now, the Dodger fan, and then the really small market cuck teams are doing the most heavy lifting on social media right now. So wherever, you find yourself, that's kind of how it is.
I did think that what Bryce Harper said earlier this week resonated with fans. Bryce Harper, like him or don't like him, I think he gets it more than most other players. And he said, we can't, as a sport,
we're rolling,
lose the momentum that we've gained. Popularity, attendance up, revenues up. Why would we ever risk that with a work stoppage? And then again, self-serving as well. The players don't want to lose paychecks.
Sure.
The owners generally can last longer in a work stoppage. Players start feeling that itch pretty quickly once they miss a paycheck or two. We've seen it before where like, oh, now, all right, we're willing to compromise because we want to get back to the field and get paid. So Bryce Harper's trying to, push the narrative that we need to get a deal done, but he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
It's going to hurt everybody if baseball loses any games. And if they lose, a whole season, my God. I mean,
it's hard to get them back.
We're all going to have to find other sports, other things to invest our time and money in, and it's going to take us a long time to come back to baseball. It's not going to be the same when we do eventually get back.
I'm fine for you guys duking it out, man. I agree. I think you should make sure everyone.
That's what they should be doing at this stage.
They should be duking it out right now, but I'm telling you, man, even me, who's like, speaking of cuck, I'll always come back to baseball, but you miss a season, buddy, we got problems. We got huge problems.
Timeline-wise, the players don't miss any paychecks until the regular season starts. Right? They don't get paid during spring training. Right. So that's why a few years back we had it was really like the push happened like right as pitchers and catchers would have reported, because it was like, 2 to 3 weeks after that they tried to get a expedited spring training in. So I mean, hopefully we'll know, but if the players are really this dug in, we may not have any resolution until like April of next year at the earliest, and then you got to start spring training.
If the argument is we want a salary cap, we won't ever accept a salary cap, I don't know how there's going to be baseball. I really don't.
Right, but you also know that I
don't think the sport's going to go away.
Exactly. Paul's right. Like, okay, so
somebody's going to cave.
We're just going to dig in, and all the owners are going to go, I guess my $3.9 billion investment's gone because there's not going to be any more baseball. That was sad that I spent that much money on a team and we no longer can play. And players are going to go, I worked my whole life to build all this talent and make it to the major leagues, but they wanted a salary cap, so now I'm going to go work at an auto mechanics shop or something instead. There's going to be baseball, so why not just get to the compromise stage a little bit sooner? I hate that this has to play out so publicly. Of course, they're way far apart at this point.
Right.
That's how negotiations work.
These statements, these public statements every day.
You ask the moon, The public statements, though, just irritate the fans. And we're going to have that constant irritation for months and months where it sounds like really rich people on both sides are greedily fighting over obscene amounts of money.
Yep.
And from now until they get a deal, which probably won't happen until at least February next year, because that's everyone says, no one's going to do anything until it really comes time.
Hurts.
And it really feels like we're about to lose something. So it's just going to be this constant irritant to fans for months and months as the two sides go, yeah, that's completely unacceptable to me. We couldn't be further away. This is looking really dire and gloomy. And both sides are going to do this because that's part of the negotiations. But the fans are the only ones who are going to be going, I hate this. I can't stand this.
You listen to the language by Bruce Meyer. He says, our union has never been broken. It never will be. You can take away a different lesson from our history, but that would be a big mistake. He said player share under their proposal would go down. Had MLB's proposal been in place in 26, players would, we estimate, lose over $500 million. It is so gross and sticky.
I mean, what's the definition of a union being broken? They haven't accepted a salary cap, but they certainly caved on the last one on a number of things like luxury taxes and other things that the owners wanted.
Well,
what is breaking a union? I mean,
you say cave when in reality you list things that you say are super important to you that you are able to then go, fine, I'll give you that concession, right? Like we do that with our wives, we do that with our kids. You make a bigger deal out of certain things. I think the cap is a hard no for players. I think it's like a hard no, maybe the hardest no of all time. Correct? That from all accounts, everything I've heard from current players, from former players, a cap is and always will be a hard no.
Don't call it a cap. Whatever the number is going to be. $290 million. After that, the luxury tax is 10,000%. So you have to spend 100 times or whatever on every player. So if you get $1 million, it's $100 million luxury tax.
Right.
It's not a cap. You can spend what you want, but I mean, it is a cap if you make the luxury tax high enough for any team. Even the Dodgers go, yeah, I'm not going to sign a guy for the minimum and give the league $70 million in luxury tax money to sign a minimum free agent because I'm over the limit. So you make a luxury tax high enough, it becomes a cap, but it's not a cap.
Sure.
So why not just go that route? Just,
higher luxury
taxes, higher penalties. Apparently, they didn't make the penalties high enough to dissuade teams like the Dodgers because their revenues from Japan and everywhere are so good.
Yeah.
That they're willing to spend a lot of luxury tax money because they're still making money.
It all back.
When do you get to the point where the luxury tax is high enough that the Dodgers even go, whoa, I really not signing Kike Hernandez and it's going to cost me $89 million in luxury tax money.
You say they wouldn't do it, but they left about $89 million off their playoff World Series roster last year. So let's not get crazy like they couldn't do it. They got more money deferred than some teams' payrolls, right now. So I wonder if that's something that gets addressed too. You can't defer $680 million or whatever it is. Like maybe that comes to an end. I'm not sure. But if the player's willing, which he was, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. All I know is it sucks. It sucks to read about. It sucks to think about. It sucks to talk about.
All right. After all this positivity, we've got Don't Do This coming up next. Then we'll talk with our friend John Cana from Mad Friars about Jase Bowen, going to be the newest member of the San Diego Padres, set to make his major league debut possibly later today.
What is happening in college baseball right now?
The Super Regional?
That's my Don't Do This.
Okay, that's coming up next with Ben and Woods, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, as a baseball fan, the best teams don't wait until the end of the season to make adjustments. They look at what's working and what's not, and they make changes early. That mindset matters in retirement, too. That's where Trajan Wealth can help. TRAJAN Wealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors work with you to review your current investments and retirement strategy, or maybe, help you come up with one. They help identify risks, inefficiencies, or opportunities you may be missing, especially in today's unpredictable market. Sometimes it's not about starting over. It's just making smarter adjustments. Trajan Wealth has offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar. They work with people who want clarity instead of guesswork right here in San Diego. If it's been a while since you've reviewed your plan, now's a great time. You can start by calling 1-855-TRAJAN1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN1. And when you're ready, everything starts at TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client. Paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Talk with John Connor from Matt Frangers about the debut of Jase Bowen with the Padres. Coming up at the bottom of the hour. First, though, it is time for Don't Do This. It's brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
enjoy it.
All right, a lot of college baseball this week as we have reached the super regional now phase. Had the regionals over the weekend. 4 teams all battling for one spot to advance in the college baseball tournament, including the Georgia Bulldogs. And in their game over the weekend on Sunday against Liberty, Trey Phelps hit a 2-run home run in the 6th inning, but was thrown out of the game because as he was running from home to first, he turned right toward the Liberty dugout and started making kind of hand signals and celebrations in what was viewed by umpires as some clear taunting of the opposing team. Now, Phillips said that, well, all my fans were sitting right above the dugout. My family and the fans, and they were cheering, and I was acknowledging them, not trying to taunt them in the dugout. But there has been a rash of over-the-top celebrations lately in college baseball. So I'm not surprised that umpires have gotten a little more sensitive to watching for what's been going on the field. You've seen it, Woods.
I have. I watched a kid punch a guy out the other day, got him on 3 pitches and then is just stalking to the plate going, F you, after he does it. And I'm like, when did this happen?
Dude, I saw one in San Diego. It was a CIF championship, just a celebration final out video. And I don't remember what school it was, and I'm, not trying to tear this kid down, but the pitcher got the final out, and the catcher runs out, and they start the celebration, and the pitcher, breaks away and points right at the other dugout, the team that just lost, and he's like, F you! And I'm like, when did it become about rubbing it in your opponent's face rather than just dogpiling on the mound with your boys?
I love a chippy baseball game. I do. But holy cow, this got out of control. The other one, too, Landon Hairston Jr. is a really good player for Arizona State. Borderline pitch, kind of up and in maybe, but I don't know where it would have clicked on the ABS. It might have been a strike. Bro, umpire calls strike 3. This dude turns and throws his bat 30 feet in the air, 17 revolutions before it hits the ground. And he gets ejected, and people are like, damn, show strikes again. I'm like, you can't throw a composite bat in the air if you don't like the call. That's something that should be taught. Now, I like celebrations. I think celebrations are cool. I think you should show emotion. You don't have to be a robot out there. But again, I think there's a line, and I think we're way past it at this point. But what it all kind of boils down to is these rules, taunting and whatnot, they have been established. It's not just a judgment call. So it's been established at the beginning of the year. You know the rules. When you break them, you can't go, what? Me? I wasn't taunting. You know it. You know there's a possibility. Don't give those umps a reason because they want to run you. Don't give them a reason to.
I think that's fair. Phelps will miss the first game of Georgia's Super Regional against Mississippi State. When you're ejected, you have to sit out the next game.
Is it a best of 3?
Best of 3. So it's not it can't be eliminated, but that's going to hurt them. He was one of their top hitters all season long. A couple of good stories in the Super Regionals with 16 teams left.
Tyler says the starting pitcher that faced PLNU yesterday was insane.
Was it Tampa? They beat them 2-1 in the second game of the Division II World Series yesterday. Tampa beat PLNU. So PLNU into the elimination game against Catawba, who they beat in the first game. That's later today.
Tyler says huge-ass celebration and shouting after a K to end the first inning. I mean,
Tampa's the 2-time defending Division II champions that Point Loma is trying to unseat. But there are some good stories. Cal Poly made it out of the UCLA, the number 1 team in the nation, out. They were actually beaten by St. Mary's, the 4 seed.
That was insane.
Cal Poly, the Big West champion, who beat UCSD in their final. They're going to do a super regional against West Virginia. And the all Cinderella, you've got Little Rock, who was the 4 seed, and Troy, the 3 seed, both advanced. So Troy hosting Little Rock. One of those 2 teams is going to make it to the College World Series as a huge upset because they both made it through their regional rounds.
Oh, and I will get us going. I have to come to the defense of a L.A. Dodger pitcher,
really,
and a former San Diego Padre pitcher, Tanner Scott. Man, his wife posted this on her Instagram, and it was absolutely terrible. He's having a really good year, like a monster season for them. they had a 3-1 lead in the 8th inning against the Phillies the other day, and he served it up, gave up 3 runs, 4-3, happens. She posted a picture of her DMs, and it was unhinged. It was absolutely unhinged. And she said, when did it stop being a game? I don't speak out often, ever, actually. I promise you, you don't know what it's like unless you're living it. Of course, people on Instagram, I hope you die. I hope that kid in your arms, he dies.
Oh
I mean, it's
God.
like, what is happening? I'm not even roasting Dodger fans here. It's, again, probably some kid, that missed on his $15 parlay because the Dodgers lost to the Phillies. But it's out of control at this point. And, Mark Kotze spoke about it last week about people adding his players, at so-and-so, at Nick Kurtz, whatever, if they're struggling. And he talked about just how there's so much hate out there. And it's tough because, these guys want to enjoy social media like everybody. But he goes, do you think that helps them? They know they're scuffling. Like, they really know they're dying right now. You telling them they suck on Twitter is not making it any better, but I get it. It is the way of the world. It doesn't have to be.
What about in person? I heard Wynn and Chris and Matt Scraby yesterday talking about booing at the stadium.
Yeah.
And that
I don't mind booing.
I mean, it happens. It's going to happen. But Scraby was reading a letter from a Padres fan who said he actually has people in his section telling him not to boo.
Right.
Because they feel like you're not being a good fan if you're booing. And he's like, but I want to boo if the team's not playing well.
Do you ever boo at home? I do. I will boo the television.
Boo the television.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you feel better.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
I certainly have some sympathy to the argument. Is that going to help your team play better?
I don't know.
I never think that it does. I think if it was me out there, it would just make me even worse if now they're booing me. It's not like I didn't want to be good to begin with, and now I'm feeling even more pressure.
Yeah, but they got to
the fans are.
They got to let you know.
I know they do, but
if they keep letting you get away with it, you're 0 for 60. And you're like, hey, you walk off. It's not going to be all sunshine. I think every player on the planet can handle.
No,
booze.
they understand it,
but I hope your kid. I hope your kid
has anyone actually been helped by being booed?
Probably.
You think so?
Oh yeah, probably.
I mean, Cameron Maben said not that long ago that
we didn't
the
boo
booze at Yankee Stadium helped them be better players.
Yeah, I heard that too. I've heard that too.
I don't know.
I think that's it's a. I think it. I don't want to say help. But I think it can be like, man, not that I didn't know I needed to get my ass together, but now I really know I needed to get my ass together. I'd hate to walk out to my car after a bad show. Like, ooh, I'd be Tommy Pham though. That would be the problem. I'd be Tommy Pham.
I know. I hope your kids die.
Right? You're done.
Jeez.
You're done.
I already know you care about doing a good show.
Sure.
It's not always going to be a good show.
Look,
just like
we just talked about a line in Celebration. There's a line in fandom. Booing is okay. Telling a player, I hope you die and I hope your kid dies, that's not okay.
What if you thought, I thought that was a really good show. Like you go out there and
Satan's Blowfish. This is like a bully claiming the success of their victims. I made them who they are. Like in The Bear, when Joel McHale comes up to Carmi at the end, he's like, yeah, you're welcome. He's like, you're welcome? You were a total a-hole. He's like, that's right. I made you into a great chef. It's true, but I don't consider booing bullying. I consider you suck, you're fat, your kids suck. That's bullying, in my opinion. I think booing has been around forever. I think it should be around forever.
It would be frustrating if you felt like, hey, I took 4 good at bats, I lined out.
Well, I think
twice.
It shouldn't bother you. You took 4 good ABs, then you're like, oh, you're a casual. You don't know what you're talking about. But if you boot 3 balls, lose one in the sun.
Should we bring back throwing tomatoes?
No, we should not don't throw anything and don't get personal. And I think every big leaguer is fine with it.
Yeah.
And I think, we've talked about Manny. Manny gets booed on the road all the time. Now, his average doesn't say that it's working for him, but it has in the past. He goes somewhere, he gets booed.
Well, getting booed on the road is totally different.
It's great.
That's totally.
That wouldn't bother you?
Of course not. Of course not. That would mean that I'm doing something right. It's when you get booed at home, I wonder whether that's helpful to anybody.
I think the boo birds are good for the game. I do. Booing it has never bothered me. Right. Never once.
Finally, quickly, a little do this.
DD mega
Got one of these emails again. Researchers have analyzed 200 major U.S. stadiums to determine which gets the worst food reviews. Not the best, just which one has the worst food reviews. And the stadium that had the least in baseball, the least negative food reviews, unsurprisingly, Petco Park, only 11.4% of reviews were negative. On the other end of the spectrum, and you've probably been there, the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, 75% of their reviews were negative. Have you been there?
So I have. Yeah. I haven't been to a game at the Cotton Bowl since 1993, but they also have the Texas State Fair there, and the food there is elite. But it's all brought in from other places.
I don't think they mean the fair. I think they mean the concession stands at the Cotton Bowl. Apparently, horrific. Can you imagine how bad you'd have to be? 75% bad reviews of things.
That's almost unbelievable. That's almost unbelievable.
5 of the worst 10 are all in Texas.
Really?
Rice Stadium, Alamo Dome, Gerald Ford Stadium, and University Park, and Cotton Bowl. Yeah. I mean, just Texas apparently does not do their stadium food very well.
I mean, I went to Notre Dame against Texas A&M 1993 at the Cotton Bowl. It's the last time I set foot inside that place, so I can't recall. Don't know if I ate much that day.
But good job at Petco Park and generally pleasing the fans. And that is don't and do this for a Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
You're not going John Coniff, are you?
No.
John from Matt Friars is going to join us. We're going to focus on Jase Bowen, expected to become the newest member of the San Diego Padres later today. We'll get to that coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
When you're sitting at a California-style blackjack table and they deal you a 10 and a 6, do you boo the dealer?
Almost every time. Almost every single time.
Hey, you can still win. You are supposed to hit, though, if the dealer's showing base card on 16. Yeah. That's just one of those rules in California-style blackjack. You're going to have fun, though. Hopefully you don't get too many of those situations. Hopefully you get a lot of, ace-10 combinations or, pocket pairs when you sit down at a Texas Hold'em table. Kings, aces, queens, all looking good at San Diego's best and closest card room.
Yes, sir. One thing we love of the many is the proximity to downtown. It is just 7 minutes away from Petco Park. So you can't really beat that. It's beautiful when you walk in. It's airy. The food is fantastic there. The Kung Pao chicken is to die for.
It is good.
The Asian pork chop with slaw is incredible. I mean, we've had breakfast there. We've had lunch there. We've had dinner. Their wings are really good. They got it all.
We ate at 3 a.m. there when we went to the opening day game, watching it from Korea. You can eat anytime with the 24/7 players menu. And again, as you said, the atmosphere is great. You'd be surprised how much that matters. You think, what does it matter in a card room? Just makes you feel like I want to be there, and I don't mind walking in. You don't feel dirty.
Yeah.
You feel like you're going into a cool club. That's what it's like at 7 Mile Casino, right off the 5 freeway in Chula Vista, just 7 minutes from downtown.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. About to talk to John Conniff about Jase Bowen, other things from Matt Friars. I think the important thing to remember as Jase Bowen comes up and makes his major league debut, the entire season rests on his shoulders now.
Well, it's great because Conniff told me his quote was, "Get ready, Woods. The savior has arrived."
Right.
So
expectations should be incredibly high, right, Johnny?
Well, I think you guys are mistaking me for David J.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't make that. I wouldn't say anything that's stupid.
David J actually
David
guaranteed
would.
2 home runs tonight.
Yeah, for a sick little kid.
I mean, I'd say his floor is Jim Edmonds and his ceiling is Ken Griffey. So I
there
think
you
I'll just
go.
go with that.
Problem solved.
A floor of Jim Edmonds would be pretty sweet. No, I mean, look, we talked about it all week and last week too, Johnny. It was kind of a matter of when, not if, because this team, the production, and not just from the right field spot or the outfield slots, is just not up to par right now. Do you look at this move like, hey man, he really earned this promotion, or is it like shot of life type situation, young player making his debut, or a little bit of both?
Well, we've written about him a lot this year. And I mean, always the thing with him is, I think all 5 of us have said he's probably one of the best athletes, not only in the system, but on the major league teams. This is a guy who had I think they told me over 40 Division I scholarship offers in football as a wide receiver, was going to go to Michigan State. The Pirates bought him out of his commitment in the 11th round when they picked him. And he's from Ohio, so mainly was learning how to be more of a baseball player and not just an athlete. But the Padres have done a lot of really good things with him since they've had him. He was pretty much ready to get out of the Pittsburgh system. That's what he told me.
Yep.
In not so many words. And he's only 25 years old. The big thing with him is just if he can control the strike zone, which he had some problems with, and in AAA, there's a lot of things there. I mean, I think Pete Zamora, the manager of the Chihuahuas, pointed out that if you're looking at just pure raw tools, I mean, this is what it looks like. He can do all 5.
Talking to John Conniff from Mad Friars on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it's better. Let's go back, John. I'm the skeptic. So why was he even available as a minor league free agent? If he has all these tools and potential, why did the Pittsburgh Pirates not have a spot for him in their organization? What was he not getting done in his first, few years in the minors?
Well, two things. That is a good question. It took him a while to really kind of develop. If you go back on his baseball reference page, you'll see his best year was his last season where he was between AA and AAA with the Pirates. And, he's a 6-year free agent. And was 24 last year. So you have an option at that time, if you're not in the 40-man roster, to go somewhere else. And according to him, the Padres, contacted him after the first day. There wasn't a whole lot of talk with the Pirates. They would have had to put him on the 40-man to take him. It just seemed like he wanted a bit of a change of scenery. One thing Pete Zamora told me when I was discussing Bowen with him is the Padres have really tried to get him to a point where, he can separate at bats. He doesn't take a bad at bat into the next one. Bowen really kind of bought into what the Padres were offering him, like an opportunity and maybe a chance to go to the major league team if things worked out. And he's aware that that's the biggest thing he needs really to control his strike zone and chase rate. Because if he does, I think as one of our writers yesterday, Clark Farnold, pointed out, who goes on the Ben Woods show regularly, is
yes,
you can really read a pretty good breakdown what Clark wrote on his Sunday Daily about both the positives and the negatives. I mean, like the hard hit rate, the power, the numbers are there, but there's a decent amount of swing and miss and a fairly high strikeout rate. So if the Padres are bringing him up, because I think Jake Cronenworth, isn't going to be back anytime in the near future, and Tatis is going to be at second, and they're going to just put Jase out there in right field where he's, plus defender. He was a plus defender in center field where he played most of the year in El Paso. That'll work. And, if things click, this is really a great find by the Padres pro scouting department.
And talking to John Connor from Mad Friars here on Ben and Woods this morning. So let's say, right field, meaning Tatis at second. Crony comes back, or they decide to give Song more. Can he play left? Can he play everywhere in the outfield?
He can, and that's one of the really, good things about the Padres AAA with the position players is, Zamora does a really good job of convincing these guys that they're kind of the 27th man. They need to play multiple positions when they come up. So, he's played the majority of assignments center field, but he's played about, I think, seven or eight games in right, 3 in left. So he's used to the corners. I mean, if you're a center fielder and you can run, that's kind of like the easiest position. But he's used to the spin, and he came up with Pirates. He was playing some second base and first, and the guy is really an athlete. I mean, I can't not state that enough. I mean, he's about 6'1", 205. I think he ran a 4.4 in high school.
Good God.
So I mean, he can really move.
Talking to John Connor from Mad Friars about Jase Bowen. He was down in El Paso talking to the manager there, Pete Zamora, seeing Jase Bowen there in person. What are the splits like? Right-handed batter, or is he going to be primarily used against lefties? Can he go against both sides? What have been the results so far?
I think he can kind of go against both sides. I didn't notice any real significant difference. The biggest thing with him is, what Clark pointed out was the chase rate. That's something that's really going to have to be under control. So, I mean, if you're the Phillies and he's in the outfield today, probably the scouting report is you're not going to throw him a strike until he shows he knows the strike zone.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Nola, you get your call up, probably going to be in the lineup tonight. Aaron Nola.
Tough first three games.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the big leagues. This is what it is, right? Every single day you're going to be running into the best in the world. So, no, I'm excited for him. I also love that he's a big baseball card guy. Paulie and I are both very excited to talk some cards with him at some point. He bought.
No, I mean, it's a good move.
All of his cards.
It's a good move if you think you're going to put him in right field on an everyday basis and see what you got. If you kind of want him just to kind of do the same role as Bryce Johnson, I would have kept him down and pass him and go. But he's had about 240 plate appearances. The Padres and with Zamora and Ben Rosenthal, the hitting coach, have really worked with him, and he's kind of bought into what they're teaching. And so, maybe it would have been a little better to give him another month or two. But when the opportunity's there, it's there. And I'm sure Bowen is when I've talked to him, he's a very confident guy, and I think he's 25 years old. I mean, this is his 7th year in professional baseball. I'm sure he's more than ready for his opportunity.
Last thing for me, John, assuming there's no funny injured list moves, do you make this move for Bryce Johnson, or is it time to say goodbye to Nick Castellanos?
Well, earlier in the year, I think both David and I put Woods through hell with a text message chain on Castellanos, and I thought it was nice that Steve got to feel what the rest of us at Matt Friars do when David has a point he wants to make.
He likes to hammer it home.
It was fun to let you experience that. For me, I think there's some things Nick Castellanos, he has experience and he's hit some big home runs, but to me, it's just not enough. I mean, that's the one thing if you put Bowen in right field, you're going to see a significant improvement in the defense. And right now with runs at a premium, the Padres really need to be able to, to play good quality defense.
John, really appreciate it. Thank you for your perspective, and thanks for all the work you do for Mad Friars, for all the fans out there.
Well, thank you so much for having me on, guys.
Thanks, pal.
Hope everything goes well.
Talk to you soon.
Hey, buddy.
John Conniff, always enjoy his perspective. I'm glad to hear the Pirates didn't want to get rid of him. They weren't like, oh, this guy's nothing.
He wanted to go.
No, he was 6 years, and they may have wanted to keep him, but he was like, no, I want to get out of here, and I want to get to another organization. And, blossoming. And the fact that A.J. Preller, first day, he goes, that guy.
Yep.
I see something in that guy. It is one thing that A.J. tends to be pretty good at, and his staff is finding some of those guys that they bring into the organization. So we'll see if he's got anything on the big league level.
I'm sure the corresponding move will be announced at 10:01 this morning during Brady's
Absolutely.
show. So there you go.
1 o'clock Eastern, right about the time they get to the ballpark for an evening game.
Get that
And we
cheesesteak
do
in
have
them. Yep.
Padres baseball. We will talk more about that in the second half of our program. Coming up in our 8 o'clock hour, the Incorporator, Jesse Agler, take on Woods as well. Don't go away. We're back with more Bennett Woods next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
right, we are halfway home. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Appreciate all the Tier 1s out there who listen. And even if you're not a Tier 1 because you hate us and you listen anyway, that's fine also. Doesn't bother me. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer. Ben Higgins, friendly neighborhood sports anchor. I know you want to be liked by everyone, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah. You're even worse than I am now.
I've always been this way.
I used to be really bad, but I think you're...
But the difference is everybody does like me.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Wow.
I haven't met too many Ben haters. There's some out there. They do not like when you turd polish. They really don't like it. They don't like.
You've made them not like it.
No.
Yeah. No,
you made them not
always
like it.
didn't like
No,
it.
you made them.
It's the sound effect that really annoys me.
No.
This is the convo that I have with my kids all the time. He didn't make you punch him in the face. You punched him in the face, right? Like, well, Taylor did this to me. Well, okay. That doesn't mean you could punch him in the face.
What am I guilty of here?
Turd polishing.
It's not my fault for playing the sound effect when you say, hey, if the Padres didn't give up 7 runs in the 6th,
they would have won.
Seeing the glass is half full, is that what I'm guilty of? I am so sorry to all of you out there who can't stand my sunny disposition and optimistic nature.
Look, if the game just ended in the 4th inning, the Padres would have won.
I don't lie to you. I try to come with legitimate facts that I then present to you, and you may receive them however you want.
That's fair. It's on. I guess it's also on that person to how they receive the message, right? You didn't make them mad; they made them mad. That's it's a big one.
I think there is a large, sometimes quiet segment of Padres fans who love the straws that they can grasp onto. That I give you the straw to grasp onto. That things might not be as bad as you think.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and I don't want to be the pessimist either because I love baseball. I love the guys. I love watching the team. But sometimes it's like, you can't take the 7th inning out of it because it happened. They did it. Or run differential's great, but they won 3 blowouts that really helped contribute to said run differential. Saw an interesting tweet yesterday. Let me ask you a question here. Seeing, again, a rash of position players pitching in the big leagues, which I don't think is good for anyone. I don't think it's exciting. The novelty of it has certainly, remember back when it happened, position player pitching alert, you couldn't care less at this point. Why aren't rosters bigger by 1 or 2? Why not? Why not do it? Is it because they don't want to pay for 2 extra spots on the team? But I saw something that basically said, carry 28 guys and then move it to 30 in September.
Why not make how they have the taxi spot or whatever.
Taxi squad
spot for players. Why not have a designated pitcher role in the bullpen where
just blowouts only,
it has to be this amount of runs, this amount, this inning or later or whatever.
Because what if it happens 3 nights in a row? I just think, okay, why isn't the roster bigger? We all agree. I mean, it's bigger for the Dodgers, but for the rest of, because they have the two-way player. Why is it that there isn't one more roster spot in the big leagues? What's the reasoning behind it?
Well, it used to be 25, and then they
it
said,
went to 26.
Why can't we just do 26? Wouldn't that make it better for everybody? Do 13 pitchers, 13 position players? Because it used to be you had to kind of, would you be a 12-pitcher roster or would you be a 13-pitcher roster, and would you have one fewer bench guy available late in the game? And that was before the designated hitter. So then you'd have less pinch hitters and you'd have fewer moves you could make.
In September, you could call up 40 guys, and
But they then they got rid of that because that was awful. Seeing unlimited pitching changes at the end of the game that slowed things down. So I think 26 was their happy medium that they decided on. I think
we need one more, right? At least
I don't know. There's something to be said about part of the game. Is the big picture game of baseball, the strategy of the game is putting together the best 26-man roster you can with the tools that are available to you. You can call up guys from the minor leagues, but not an unlimited amount. You get 5 options per year. These are all the rules, and every team is operating under these rules. You know what they are to begin with.
Every team.
Well, you know what they are to start the season, and you are trying to construct the best team for 162 to get you to the playoffs, and also one that hopefully will then succeed once you get to the postseason. And every team is operating under those rules. I think for safety, having one more pitcher, perhaps if you just went to 27 and you had a 14th pitcher, just so you didn't have those situations where guys were coming out for a third straight day because the team's starters only made it 3 innings. But that's part of it as well. Like, you have to make the tough decision. Like, our starter is scuffling, but our bullpen is toast, so he's going to have to wear it and pitch 6 innings and give up 9 runs today.
Got to throw 100 pitches,
and we have to punt this game. Do fans want to see those games? I don't know. It's part of it's it's an entertainment business as well. Do you appreciate the strategy of your team, knowing there will be games in the 162 that you can't go all out to win because your bullpen is toast? You've got to. You got to have your pitcher wear it for a while. And if he's not throwing it when, this isn't our day, is that fair to fans who bought tickets for that game?
Right.
Like, we got the 6th starter. We got no bullpen today. And he just got lit up for 5 in the first inning. We're leaving him in there. And that's the game I bought tickets to. Would you rather have some extra guys on the roster so they could be more aggressive with bullpen players?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I do know that I feel like the number is maybe 1 too small. It's just an interesting tweet I saw. This is a great term I've never heard. The 4 letters says, "Don't worry, the guys will turn it around. The sunshine pumpers told me so." Ooh. Is that us?
Yeah, pumping sun.
It's not me. It's you. You're the sunshine pumper. Sunshine pumper.
Where am I pumping it?
I think.
I believe I know where.
That's what makes us mad.
Where I am pumping it.
Your antics affect me and Woods.
Us. That's right.
It ruins our reputation.
That's right.
I also
those morning guys are just going to turd polish the hell out of this.
Part of it is also that I have lived through so many bad Padres seasons in my life.
Sunshine pumper.
That I still appreciate being 6 games above 500 and knowing how much worse it really could be.
Okay.
I mean, look at the Giants right now. They lost 16-2 yesterday.
They're just having a rough one, man. They are in the chamber.
It's not like they're not spending money on their team.
Yep.
They do, and it is going really bad. I mean, it could be a lot worse for Padres fans right now as well.
That's some pumping.
It is.
Is there a pump sound effect maybe you could find? We could
a bicycle pump sound.
We could mix it up between polishing
pumping sunshine.
And pumping sunshine. He said he wasn't talking about you, but
that's fine.
That's nice. Big plans today? What do you got?
No big plans today. We have the first game of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight. Might be funnier than the squeaky.
I mean, we got to mix it up, right? That's really fantastic, Paulie. Wait, hold on. I like that one.
Faster.
I like that one. I like that better. That could be a multitude of different things.
Kind of. Never mind.
That's fantastic too. Holy cow! When's your weather day? June 11th? Is that right?
No, it's the day before we go to Chicago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we got a while.
Yeah, we got still a ways, but it is still on. I'm supposed to get some training from Megan Perry.
Oh my gosh!
At some point in the next couple of weeks
to do anchor,
weather, sports,
the whole. You just
the whole 9 yards.
1-man show.
Yeah.
I saw a guy on the street one time playing like 17 different instruments at the same time. That's going to be used.
Like, the 1-man band.
Yeah, it's incredible how they do it. Harmonica attached, and he's playing this, and he's playing the drums.
Foot drums,
and playing the guitar, singing, playing the harmonica. Worked a trumpet in there somehow.
I do think one of the most amazing things are people who can, like Billy Joel playing the piano and the harmonica at the same time.
Guitar and harmonica
like
is almost
different
impossible.
Instruments at once.
It's crazy.
How do you not have to focus on one or the other?
Well, there's the two at once, Flan, our buddy Tim Flannery does it very well.
Guitar and harmonica and sing.
And the guitar and sing. It's insane. But then there's also somebody like a Dave Grohl can play the guitar at, an A+ A-level star, rock star level,
jump
and
to the drums.
Can jump on the drums
and be
as well.
Phenomenal.
Those are the guys that those pissed me off, those kids. Whether it was sports or just anything, you're just good at whatever you do.
Good at whatever you try. Son of a bitch.
Crazy.
Yeah. Guitar and harmonica is tough.
I never could even wrap my head around being able to do that.
I've tried. I can play and sing, no problem. And it took a while, but to play Play harmonica.
How do you like compartmentalize your brain?
I know.
That's
to, like,
what I
focus
wanna
on
know.
the hands on the guitar,
playing this chord, but I'm gonna
and telling your mouth exactly how to play.
It's very hard, very, very hard to do. Very difficult to do. I don't even know how we got on that tangent. Oh, you're doing all the you're doing everything,
but I'm not doing them all at the exact same time.
Hello, everybody. Here's what happened in the election today. It's sunny here in San Diego, and the Padres win. I mean, just a smorgasbord.
They are at least compartmentalized during the show into different segments, so my brain can switch.
Get on one
from news to weather to sports, and then back again. I don't have to do it all concurrently at the same time.
I cannot wait for that day.
What is something that the expression is walk and chew gum,
right?
At the same time, I guess if you make something so habitual that it is a mindless activity that you can concentrate on something else while you're also doing it.
Sure.
And I suppose if you're that great of a piano player, you're like on autopilot.
Yeah, you're so good
on piano, then you can focus on the harmonica while you're doing it or whatever else you need to do. But that requires an insane level of commitment and practice to get to that level.
It absolutely does. It's really, really, it's hard to master one of those.
I watch pitchers in baseball, and, obviously their priority is, I got to get this pitch located with the right amount of spin, but there's a runner on base. I got to make sure that, he's not stealing. I've got to maybe go a little faster or slower to mix up the timing at times. I got to make sure I'm not tipping my pitches when the ball is in my mitt for the guy on second base.
To be relaying it, yeah.
You got signs coming in, possibly for a pickoff, whatever. You got to do a lot of multitasking. I have a lot of respect for the guys on the mound, especially on the big league level, because they can't just focus on the pitch. They'll have their head turned toward the guy on second base, and then, you got the pitch clock now. Like, hey, I got to get this off in 2 seconds. I got to throw it. You turn, and then you got to hit your target. That's a lot.
Think about a catcher, man. Think about a catcher. I saw a clip. Ryan Ripken does a podcast, and he was talking to a former Orioles catcher. And
Cal's son?
I don't know, but his name's Ryan Ripken. He's a media guy. I don't know if he's related to the Ripkens or not.
I just assumed Orioles.
But he was talking to he talks to a lot of guys.
Got it.
But he was talking to a former catcher in the big leagues. Now Ben's looking up Ryan Ripken instead of paying attention. No, he was talking to a former catcher in the big leagues.
And he is the son of Cal Ripken.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So he says, I get called up, and Buck Showalter's the manager. And it's day one. And I walk into the office, and Buck's like, hey, don't care if you get a hit for a month. Just handle this pitching staff. And if you screw up, you're going back to Norfolk. And he's like, I don't want to go back there. I'm a big leaguer now. He goes, my very first game, it's 2-1 in the 8th. They've got a runner on. And I look over to the dugout, and there's Buck giving all the signals for the bunt defense. And so he goes, I stand up, I give the wrong signal. I look over at Buck. Buck looks at me. It's my first game.
Oh my God.
And he gives him the head nod and does it again. So he gives the wrong signal again for the second time.
Oh my God.
Finally, he gets it right on the third try. They come back in, and the guy's like, Buck's like, what's your problem, dude? And he's like, he's like, this is what I'm talking about. He goes, I'm gonna give you one pass. But he goes, I spent the rest of the night in the hotel memorizing every single set of signs. It's just so baseball when you watch it, when you sit and watch a game, you're like, man, this game's kind of moving slowly. Not out there, not for those guys, not for the skippers, not for the first baseman that has got to hold the runner on and know this guy pulls it down the line. I mean, there's so much going on. It's almost hard to wrap your head around.
Now, you should be able to compartmentalize as everything the catcher has to do, which is a ton. When he's going up to the plate to hit, shouldn't have to be thinking about any of that. Then it's a different job. You're going out and you're just trying to hit the pitcher and hit the ball that's thrown to you.
2-1 game, runner on third. Wild ass relief pitcher in there. You're like, oh my God, dude, I got to block everything. I mean, it is just, it's crazy to think about the work that those guys do out there. It was Caleb Joseph. Yeah, it was really, really good.
Damn.
It was really, really good. Really good piece of audio.
We haven't talked about, and I would like to at some point, we probably have some time in our 9:00 hour, the piece about Gavin Sheets that Kevin Acey wrote in the UT today. Some good stuff, interesting stuff about Gavin Sheets and the kind of leader, they call him the connector in the clubhouse. Things didn't really know about Gavin Sheets. We'll get to that coming up. First, though, we got Jesse Agler at the bottom of the hour. And coming up next, we have our game of Take on Woods. We've got 3 categories remaining this week. TV's out, so we got music, movies, and our wild card. Chance to qualify for our grand prize staycation at the Town & Country in Mission Valley. If you'd like to play, now is the time to call. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll play our game head-to-head against Woods coming up next. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. I was talking about microdosing earlier. And Woods mentioned that GLP-1s are something that people microdose. I'm not saying that they are wrong for you. I just want to make sure you have all the facts before you go down that route. People who take GLP-1s can lose weight, but it is oftentimes muscle. Your metabolism goes down, and it becomes very hard to keep that weight off, especially if you ever go off the GLP-1s, which can be expensive, $3,000 to $5,000 a year. Compare that to the SDFatLoss.com plan. One program, one fee, 2 months. You're paying your counselors to help you lose weight fast. A pound of fat per day, 10 to 20% of your body weight in 60 days. And then when you're done, they'll help you keep it off with their maintenance strategies as well. I went through the program. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days. I have kept that weight off 3 years now. I love the idea that I can do it for 2 months, and especially because it was based on real foods with no exercise. I've done the bars. I've done the shakes. I didn't love it. It was hard, especially to go back to real food at the end. That's what makes SDFatLoss.com different. You're not going back to real food. You're continuing to eat real food. Makes it much easier to keep the weight off, at least for me. You can find out how it can work for you by setting up a free consultation, going to SDFatLoss.com. And if you sign up for the program, that one-time fee, take $200 off right now as well. Who would not like to lose 10, 20, 30 pounds before it really gets hot in San Diego by August and September? You can do it by starting now at SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Okay, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Who do you got in game one of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight?
Vegas.
Really?
Sure.
On the road?
Yeah.
At the Carolina Hurricanes?
Sure.
You like Torts?
Sure.
John Tortorella?
Yeah.
Used to be coach of our Columbus Blue Jackets.
That's true.
Now interim coach of the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Another failed move by our favorite hockey team, letting him go.
Game one is tonight in Carolina, and then, of course, the NBA Finals gets underway tomorrow in San Antonio.
And then it's just baseball after that.
Yeah, you got a couple weeks, but then it's just baseball for quite some time.
That's right.
Until, training camps open up
for about a month.
Start of August. I saw a lot of tweets yesterday. We're 100 days away from the start of football season.
Big moves yesterday.
There were. Paulie, I believe, is going to address all of them in the Reindl report. Yeah. But
it's a good spot.
We did talk to John Marks about A.J. Brown earlier. The other one, of course, Myles Garrett. That was a huge
big
move.
Deal.
We will talk about that. Coming up in our next hour, we got Jesse Agler at the bottom of the hour. But right now, let's get to today's game. It is time to play Take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got, it's Guy. Hello, Guy. You're back for June to try to qualify. All right, guys.
Got to try my one time a month.
Yeah, Guy's a regular. Does fairly well. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our grand prize. This month, a staycation, 2 nights at the Town and Country Resort, and a $250 food and beverage credit. Work on your resting vacation face this summer at the Town and Country Resort. 3 pools, 4-story water slide. Rates start at $199 per night, exclusively for fan listeners. You got to go to towncountry.com/thefan to book.
I wonder if we can get you to go down that water slide.
4 stories is a little spicy for me. Guy, we got 3 categories left. We've got music, mixed berries. We've got all 2-second songs with musical artists and song titles with Barry. We've got movies, Me Time, 5 movies with the word me in the title. And we've got our wild card category, title tracks, song titles that are also movie titles. And I give you an actor and an artist, and you got to figure out where they match up. So music, movies, or wild card, Guy?
Let's go mixed berries.
Mixed berries. All right, it's music category today. It is all 2-second songs. We've got musical artists and song titles with different berries in their name. You'll have 60 seconds. You know how it works. If you don't know one, say pass. And, of course, we need both the song title and the artist to score the point for each song. Guy, are you ready to play?
I'm ready, Ben.
Paulie, you got everything queued up?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get to it. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. The music category is called Mixed Berries. Your time begins when Paul plays our first song. Good luck, Guy. Let's take on Woods.
Strawberry Forever, the Beatles.
Correct. Song number 2.
The Cranberries.
Yeah, which song?
Is, I don't know, All My Dreams?
Dreams. Very good. Song number 3.
I found my thrill.
Blueberry Hill by Chubby Checker.
Fats Domino. Song number 4.
Pass.
Song number 5.
Play it again, please.
Quickly. No, we're out of time. We got 2. We missed Fats Domino. The 4th one was Go All the Way by the Raspberries. Tough one to get. A song, I think you know the riff, but a tough one to get. The last one I got a little clever. That was Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry.
That's not a real berry.
Not a real berry, but he is spelled it Berry. All right, let's bring Woods in. All right, we got a music category for you today. All 2-second songs. Definitely not giving you this category. Guy's score is locked in.
Woods Guy. All
Let's put 60 seconds back on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the first song. Good luck. Let's take on Guy.
That's the Beatles, and it's Strawberry Fields Forever.
Correct. Let's go to song number 2.
That is Dreams by the Cranberries.
Correct. Song number 3.
I found my
That's,
thrill.
Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino.
That is correct. Song number 4.
Ooh, I'll come back to it.
All right. Song number 5.
Oh, Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry.
Correct. Song number 4.
Sounds like a Kiss riff, but it's not.
The idea what the category could be?
Twigs and Berries. I don't know it.
That one is Go All the Way by the Raspberries. But you did get 4 and you won it.
Wow.
And Mixed Berries was the
Mixed
category.
Berries. Look at you.
Yeah, congratulations.
By the way.
Chuck Berry got me.
It is spelled Berry.
It is.
Chuck Berry. So I thought he was included in the Mixed Berries.
You know about his malfeasance, don't you?
I really just appreciate Marty McFly's version at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance
So good.
of Johnny Be Good.
I'll fill you in on Chuck Berry's interesting fetishes.
All right.
At the break.
Guy, if you want to try again later in the month, you can, but no qualifier today. We have 2 categories remaining, movies and wild card for Wednesday and Friday later this week. All right, we'll take a time out. When we come back, out to Philadelphia we go for the voice of the Padres and the Incorporator. Jesse Agler will join us coming up next on Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Finals today, Ben.
The finals
of his classes typing. They're the typing finals. It's
Typing.
he against his friend Eve, and I texted him on his watch. I said, "No mercy."
Was this a bracket style competition?
Bracket style competition.
Wow.
He's in the finals of typing.
Speed, accuracy, combination
accuracy,
of both.
all of it. So he's very excited. I'm very excited for him.
I didn't even know they still did typing.
Oh,
like
this is on an iPad.
An iPad.
Yeah, iPad.
People
typing.
can type on iPads.
I mean, they're little hands, but yeah.
I thought I'm completely hunt and peck when it comes to an iPad.
Same. I don't ever type on my iPad ever. Never, ever.
I mean,
ever.
I do all the time.
Never. I never.
Really,
do.
like with all your fingers, you can actually type on an iPad.
I have like the protective case for my iPad.
Yeah.
It's got a little tripod stand or whatever, so I can like have it. Just it's like a laptop, really. Like,
but
without a keyboard.
You don't get so many
you don't get
so many mistakes just from because there's no
I do like a rundown,
the touch and everything. Really,
if I'm like just being lazy and want to be on the couch or whatever watching the game, I'll work on the rundown or whatever
on the iPad,
the Google Doc app on my iPad rather than go to my computer desk. And
Jesse, I wonder if Jesse's an iPad guy or a laptop guy or both.
Jesse, welcome. Jesse Agler joining us from Philadelphia, voice of the Padres, on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking. It's better. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, guys.
Laptop, iPad, both.
Handwritten scorebooks, I know.
Yes, handwritten scorebooks.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Try to be, it kind of depends what I'm doing.
I feel like
most of the heavy lifting on the iPad because I got pretty intricate stuff,
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, on the laptop. Sorry.
On the laptop. Yeah, I'm the same. I have to use my laptop. I have a feeling that Jesse would win like competitions like that in school. Did you ever win a spelling bee, Jesse?
You know what? I've never been a strong spelling guy.
Really? I'm blown away.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't think I'm dyslexic necessarily, but like I've always had a little bit of trouble like putting things together like the right way. And like even now when I write things out, I sort of do it the way it makes sense in my own brain, not necessarily the right way. So yeah, I like when I write down like names in my scorebook, like I write it down the way I think it sounds, not like necessarily the right
secret
way.
of broadcasting. Nothing actually has to be spelled correctly. You just have to be able to say it accurately.
That's true. That is still a wild admission from the incorporator.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I'm a talking guy, not a writing guy. So spelling is sort of like not that important to me.
It's true. It's true. Off day in Philadelphia, 2 off days in 2 historic American cities already on this road trip, which is very unusual. What'd you do yesterday in Philly?
Highly unusual. No, it's been great. I mean, these are, 2 of my favorite off day cities. And then on the next trip, we got an off day in Baltimore, which is another great one. So yeah, it's been nice to just kind of recharge a little bit, hung out, relaxed. We did some trivia last night. I think, we've talked about going to trivia on off nights. We had a limited crew. It was just Jesse, Mudcat, and Jim. And we had a very strong showing.
Did you?
Very strong showing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
we came into Philadelphia and we took no prisoners.
Just sports or all general trivia?
That was general trivia.
Nice.
General trivia.
This would be at a bar, a local establishment?
Local establishment. Yeah, local establishment. So we had, it was nice. It's just, like you said, it's a great city. The weather's been beautiful the last couple of days, although it's about to heat up big time. And it was just nice. It's a great city to walk around, just kind of hang out, explore. Plenty of places to eat and look around and all that. So it's been great. It really has. It's a nice way to sort of ease back into a series and sort of reset the mechanism. And I'm sure the players are doing the same thing.
Jesse, we were talking earlier on the show. It's always fun, right? When you because it's in the big leagues, you play different teams, you're on the road. When you a week later get to face some of the guys that you've already seen, there's a familiarity. Yeah. It's like I remember this. Somebody had tweeted me, hey, if they don't make adjustments this time around, Sousa's got to go or whatever it is. And I don't know, man, what's been your experience watching, frontline starters over the years? Do you see them changing things up very often or just sticking to their strengths? Like, I don't expect Nola to come out tonight and go 70% sweeper instead of 70% fastball.
It's a great question. And the cool thing is now, with like the data that we have available publicly, we can pay way more attention to that accurately than like we've ever been able to before. So Tony does a really good job of like tracking this during the game. It's a little hard for me to keep up with it in real time, calling the game, but he does. And then I'll go back if we've seen a guy a couple of times, like in the division, I'll say, hey, the first start against the Padres, he kind of did it this way. The second start against the Padres, he did it that way. And look, it's dependent on the guy. Some guys like to pitch to their own strengths. Other guys really like to sort of attack weaknesses. Other guys, say, hey, I'm gonna just do what I want to do. While other guys will say, hey, I'm not gonna let you see the same thing twice. Yeah. It's very different based on the guys. Paul Skeens, we have sort of learned, watching him and talking to other guys, Paul Skeens, despite the fact that he's got otherworldly stuff at this point in his career, and this might change, but at this point in his career, Paul Skeens wants to pitch to your weakness. He's going to be a scouting report maniac, and he's going to pitch to your weakness. So he doesn't care like that he can just blow everybody away, which he can. He's going to pitch to your weakness. Now, there's other guys, Tarek Skubal, for instance, who we saw on opening day. He's pretty much going to pitch everybody the same way because he knows he can just gas you. and he's got the changeup to devastate you. So, like, it's very dependent on the guy. So, I don't know right now, at 11:44 a.m. Eastern time, how Nola is going to handle it today or how Sanchez is going to handle it today. My guess is Sanchez is going to be Sanchez because he kind of is what he is. But, like, it's a fun game to play, right? As the game goes along tonight and tomorrow, like sort of looking at Baseball Savant, right? And comparing, after maybe 3 innings, all right, what's it looking like tonight as compared to what it looked like last week in San Diego? And, that's what they're doing in the dugout. And they're sort of like, all right, hey, he's doing it a little bit differently, or hey, this is the same thing we saw. And that's the cat and mouse game and the beauty of the thing. Now, the reality is, for a guy like Sanchez, we're going to see tomorrow, even if he's doing exactly what you think he's going to do, it's still almost impossible to hit him. And I mean, that's the thing with a frontline guy like that. It's like Skubal, there's no mystery with Skubal. I mean, again, like on opening day, they pretty much knew exactly how he was going to attack them. And it's still almost impossible to get a hit. So it's to me, that's sort of like the true beauty of baseball and like that cat and mouse that takes place between the hitter and the pitcher. And, that's to me, part of what makes it so fun working with Tony is like, he is so locked in on that. And, we've had some great late inning conversations lately. One of the observations Tony has made the last couple of years, and he's really like locked in on it lately, is that later in games, especially with relievers on the mound, like in today's day and age, if there's like a leverage situation, runners in scoring position, I don't care if the guy throws 102. You're not seeing a fastball. You're just not. Like in a big, like second and third 1-out situation, if like a dangerous hitter is up in a dangerous situation, like especially in like a hitter's quote unquote hitter's count, you're probably not going to see a fastball. And like, it's incredible. Watch for that late in games now. And it's spin. And if you do see a fastball, it's probably not going to be anywhere in the zone unless the guy makes a mistake, which of course will happen because he's just trying to get you off the spin. And it's like, these are the things that everybody's sort of looking at and relearning because the way guys are being pitched now is totally different than the way guys have been pitched pretty much for like the entire history of modern baseball. And so like things are changing dramatically and it's just so fun to sort of watch that because things are evolving so much more quickly now than they ever have before. And so, I know it's kind of a long-winded, indirect answer to your question, but yeah, we'll see how Nola does it today compared to last time. We'll see how Sanchez does it tomorrow compared to last time. And then, get the Wheeler experience on Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, it's such a good point, Jesse. It was almost shocking in the Washington series. I think it was Canning against Garcia, 3-0. And he actually did what the old, used to do. Threw a fastball right down the middle and 3-0.
Hit it out.
Yeah. He just absolutely nuked it.
Well, conversely, in the game that they won, I think there were runners on. Mason was, a bit shaky. And the last dude to hit, I can't remember who it was. He timed up a Mason Miller fastball, bat flip, thought he got him over his head, and Laureano caught it, game over. And I'm you're right, man. It makes your head spin. I don't want to say baseball was easier 30, 40 years ago, but you're 2-0.
No, it was.
It was more predictable.
It was more
predictable.
Yeah.
It was more predictable, and the velocity wasn't as hot. I mean, there was a really good article. I think it was on MLB.com, and I apologize if it was wrong the other day, about how, like, these guys, even the guys with the elite fastballs, the 102, 103 guys, like, they can't throw it more than, like, 50% of the time right now because you can time up 102 if you're a hitter. Like, they have to mix in their breaking balls now because hitters they'll, like, sit fastball. And if they're sitting fastball, like, they can square it up. And so you have to mix in the breaking ball, a ton in order to just sort of keep guys off the fastball. So like, it's not like the old days where you could do that. And it's just totally different. And like the sort of math and the probability of hitting it's like a very different equation than what it used to be. So it's just a far more complicated thing. The stuff is so much nastier than it's ever been. And it's gnarly out there, man. And, you remember the last like few years, and I don't want to pick on Trent Grisham, but he's like a really good example. Remember like Trent Grisham, it seemed like was always taking strike three right down the middle of the fastball. And it was like driving all of us crazy. And I think that was maybe like actually Trent Grisham being ahead of the curve. Like Trent Grisham was realizing all of this before the rest of us realized all of this, that like most of the time these guys are not going to throw a fastball in those situations. And it's like, I think we're now realizing what Trent was realizing a little bit before. And I think you're actually seeing more of that now, guys taking the fastball right down the middle for strike three in a big spot because they're just not thinking it's going to be a fastball. So the pitchers are now able to take a little bit of advantage of that, right? And they're like, this guy definitely thinks I'm throwing a slider here. And then, oops, gotcha. And I think like
chess match.
But he knows that I know.
But he knows that I know.
That
Trust
I know.
me.
Exactly.
When you're hitting, that's exactly what you're thinking. You're like, he knows I'm looking fast, but he's going to throw me a slider.
It's
but he also knows.
The Princess Bride poison drink thing. I mean, that's what it is.
Right.
And so you have to kind of figure out, where you're going to land on that. But that's why in the 8th inning with the bases loaded, 2 outs, the guy takes 97 right down the middle. That's why. Not because he's an idiot.
Jesse, I know you did probably
Phenomenal.
some of the research in spring training, but any Jase Bowen factoids that have come up that you're going to unleash on us later today?
Well, they were all unleashed in spring training.
That's fair.
Had
I don't remember them, so what were they in spring training?
No, it's cool. First of all, he's a total sweetheart. But he's from Central Casting, Toledo, Ohio, football player. He looks like he was a football player, which he was. He's a 2-sport athlete in high school, committed potentially at least to play both football and baseball at Michigan State. And he looks like it, chiseled jaw, total athlete, plays the game very, very hard. And he had a great spring, hit almost 300. They gave him a lot of opportunity in spring training and he grabbed that opportunity. And I remember the conversation we had a lot during those games, was that it was one of those where he did everything he possibly could, to sort of make the team, quote unquote. But Bryce Johnson had a great spring, and it was kind of Bryce Johnson's job, right? He was the incumbent. And, when we sort of saw it, and I don't know that the Padres saw it this way, but Tony and I did. It was kind of those two guys, right? That it was going to be one or the other, on the opening day roster. And Jase did everything he possibly could, but Bryce Johnson had a great spring. So, you don't lose your job having a great spring. And so, it kind of was what it was. But obviously, these things sort of evolve over the course of the season. And, Bowen did what he was supposed to do and went down to AAA and put up numbers. And, now maybe he gets his shot. It sounds like that's a possibility here. But, it'll be fun. I'm always a sucker for a major league debut.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for a guy who, spent the full 6-7 years in the minors and signed on as a free agent. And, what was the great quote he had when he signed here? He's like, I just wanted to be part of a winning organization. And he kind of took a jab at the Pirates. Which was cool because, you want guys like that in the clubhouse. You want guys like that on the field, kind of win at all costs guys. And they're going to play hard and get their, uniforms dirty. And that's very much what Jase Bowen is. He plays with that football mentality. I think people are going to really enjoy watching him, run the bases or run around in the outfield, when he gets his chance to go out there. So, great kid. Definitely somebody I think fans are going to respond to. But look, obviously, like anybody else who gets an opportunity like this, he's going to have to, be productive, put up numbers if he's going to want to continue to get opportunities. And that's what's in front of him right now.
Well, good news, Jesse. You don't have to spell the incorporator. You just have to say it. Although this one isn't particularly complicated. We've reached J in the alphabet as we continue our week-by-week incorporator. The word you have to get into the broadcast tonight, Paulie, is?
Jejune.
Jejune. Jejune.
Jejune.
Français?
Jejune.
That sounds French.
It does sound French. It is the month between July and July.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
Idiot.
It means it's an adjective meaning naive, simplistic, or lacking in intellectual substance.
July?
I'm very jejune, naive, lacking substance.
Jejune. Jejune.
Okay.
No, that's not the
that.
camp
Cool word.
that you're suing. That's Lejeune.
That's the military
Camp
installation.
Lejeune. Okay, that's right. Okay. Jejune. All right.
If you had what in your water or something,
Yeah,
and
something asbestos or whatever it is, Paul and Sue Camp Jejune.
No, Jejune.
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 I can't wait for this one.
It's from Latin, no, not
Jejune.
French. It's
from Latin.
Jejune.
Oh.
Jejune.
Well, isn't June? Isn't that how you say June in French? Is
Sure.
June? I think
June.
it is.
Sounds
This
good
is
to me.
Jejune.
Jejune.
Cafe, yeah.
I like
Gotta think about
I
that.
want you to. I actually am insisting you put a French accent on it tonight, just because it will sound weirder and better in the broadcast. So.
Hey, how'd you like the double last week?
That
You
was
did all
great.
right?
All in
Crushed it.
one.
Crushed
I
it.
love that you put it together and you didn't separate it.
It was so good, so good.
I
Thank
didn't
you,
want
brother.
Paulie to have to go searching through the whole
I
game.
know the third and then the ninth.
Hung
right?
Ruffin and Interrobang.
Was so good.
All in a paragraph with Tony just sitting there. It was Bob last week, but
Thank you, brother.
Jesse, I will listen for you this afternoon. Thank you.
You got it, guys.
All right, that is the end of our third hour, which was brought to you by GL Pools, swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball is back, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for a free month of pool service. Got our Rindle Report and more coming up next year on The Fan. And What's brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Our thanks again to Jesse Agler, who you will hear again this afternoon at 3:40 for Game 1 of the 3-game set against the Philadelphia Phillies. Sammy Levitt will have your Eco Water SoCal pregame show at 2:40 this afternoon. So early baseball for us in San Diego as this East Coast road trip continues, and I didn't get to mention it to Jesse. They've been pretty lucky. The weather in Washington, D.C. looked ideal.
Oh, my God, like 71 and sunny.
No rain in the forecast for Philly. Sunny all 3 days. Going to get a little warm, I think, in the mid to upper 80s for the last game of the series, but you can do a lot worse on a 6-game trip to Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia
we were there,
in June.
a month later in the year, and it was
Toasty.
Cooking.
We got some rain.
We got a ton of rain.
Rained out one of the games. They had to play a doubleheader the last day, so we missed a game entirely.
Summer East Coast rainstorms, and then just that humidity and the heat. It was pretty brutal. A couple of
we
those
had a fun
days.
night on that rain out night, though, didn't we?
Oh, we sure did. We sure did.
Woo! Woo!
We stupidly went to the game, and we were like the only people there. It was actually fun, though. We went to hang out in the clubhouse for a while.
We had to help
guys
them.
not doing anything.
Right. We had to help them move the gear because it was
starting to flood.
So we were carrying bags up.
Yeah, all your equipment's about to go underwater because the dugout is flooding.
Yeah.
So we started grabbing gear and saving it from the flooding because it was dumping down so hard.
It was crazy.
It happened so fast.
And it's so quickly. It was nuts how much it rained, but looks like they're not getting any of that on this particular swing back east.
Well, then they don't get to go have a fun night like we did after a rain out. I can get us a rain out. God, that was in the cards that night.
I didn't even think about that for Chicago. Hopefully we'll have good, nice weather when we go with the tier ones next.
If not, we'll find
not next
either
month,
way,
this month.
we'll find something to do.
All right,
Lord Microdose over there.
We've got some other sports that we haven't gotten to yet. Let's let Paulie interested in microdosing.
Yeah,
let's let Paulie take over with today's Rindle Report
and get things started here with our today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Rindle.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Rindle Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. Did you say it yet?
All right. I was waiting for you.
I thought you
switching
said it first. I thought I did last.
Mix it up.
Just switching it up.
Fair enough.
Happy Tuesday, gentlemen.
Happy Tuesday.
We'll get started in the NFL. We talked a little bit about one of the big blockbuster trades yesterday with John Marks in our 6 o'clock hour. A.J. Brown being traded by the Eagles over to the New England Patriots. But yesterday I had another massive trade involving a Southern California team. The Cleveland Browns have traded Myles Garrett to the LA Rams for 3 draft picks along with Jared Verse. He was a 2-time Pro Bowl rusher, so getting something back for sure in Cleveland. But Myles Garrett, he's been there for like 9-10 years, and they have finally traded him. This seems like a very Los Angeles Rams move. Shocker, they gave up a first-round draft pick. I wish, do you hate anything as much as Les Snead hates first-round draft
He's
picks?
like, I don't even want to go to the draft. I would really just rather be on vacation during the draft. A lot of teams build their future through the draft. A lot of teams miss. I think it's a calculated move by Les, right?
I think about 32 NFL markets, every sports radio show in those towns on the Thursday of the NFL draft. That's the biggest day of the year. Yeah. It's draft day. What's our team going to do today?
LA?
Do the Rams podcasts and shows they're like, we'll check in on Friday for rounds 2 and 3, but what's the point in even getting excited for the first round?
The Rams' unofficial motto is bleep them picks.
Yes, F them picks.
I do feel like Les Snead and AJ Preller are 2 peas from the same pod.
I do wonder,
they're willing to overpay a little bit to aggressively acquire what they believe to be elite, proven talent.
Correct.
And in this case, I don't think you get more elite than Myles Garrett. He's the best player in the NFL. And probably, most people think now, the difference maker that the Rams are now the favorite to win at least one Super Bowl, if not the next 2 Super Bowls, with Matthew Stafford back for a couple of more years, a veteran team, that this is a difference-making move. And you know what? If it has long-term consequences, so be it. They're trying to win a Super Bowl in Los Angeles.
Think about how much AJ loves scouting. Loves it. Like he's a scout. And I wonder if he could trade draft picks, would he? Because he really loves the scouting and the drafting and all of that. But if they said, hey, man, you can flip your this year's first and next year's first and you can go get blank, would he do it?
I don't think he would. I think he feels like the value would be, hey, I take the guys that people want.
Correct.
Then they show, yeah, these guys are pretty good, and they increase in value.
Correct.
And then I trade them for even better stuff that I can get than I would have gotten if it was just a pick.
I mean, he's not infallible.
That you can dream of. No, of course not.
This was interesting. Rams first-round pick since 2016. 2016, Jared Goff. He was eventually traded in the Matthew Stafford deal. 2017, none. 2018, none. 2019, none. 2020, none. 2021, none. 2022, none. 2023, none. 2024, Jared Verse, who just got traded in the Myles Garrett deal. 2025, none. And 2026, quarterback Ty Simpson.
It was Bobby Beathard did a lot of that back in the day with the Chargers, not as well as Les Snead has done it. They thought that, when he did it the first time and they won a Super Bowl, that they were going to devastate. Rams had like a bad season, and then they built right back up and, back to the Super Bowl again.
Yep.
And now they may have maybe 3 years from now, they're going to have to pay the piper, but they feel like they can turn it around quickly. Do we know this? Is it going to be Rams Patriots? I mean, Patriots made the Super Bowl last year. Now they got A.J. Brown with Drake May, and the Rams have, that's your favorite matchup right now. It rarely works out that way, but
rarely.
That's what everyone's thinking, at least.
True. All right, we will move on. Let's see. It's not necessarily sports, but at least competition. Now, a couple of days ago, I was perusing Instagram, and I actually saw a reel of this woman who is like sailing from California to Hawaii. She wants to be the first woman to sail. She's documenting it, multiple posts a day.
Solo?
Kind of went down, solo in this little boat, and I kind of went down the rabbit hole. I was like, wow, that's going to be very, very impressive. I've seen photos of people who have climbed Mount Everest, and I go, God, that's really impressive. This clip that I'm about to show you, I think it dwarfs all of that.
This
might be the most impressive thing I have ever seen. And it happened a few days ago at the Scripps National Spelling Bee. I was not even aware. I've seen clips over the years from the spelling bee.
Sure.
I was not aware of like how the winner is determined. I kind of just thought you spelled like another correct word.
It's just like a
shootout? It was a showdown or whatever.
This is new.
Is this
because
new?
I have not seen this before, and I do work for the EW Scripps Corporation, my other job, which puts on the Scripps Spelling Bee. So I've seen a lot of these over the years.
So this 14-year-old Shri Parikh from California, he won the 2026 Spelling Bee by rattling off and spelling correctly 32 words in 90 seconds. I will play the entire clip because it is astonishing. Here's what happened at the National Spelling Bee.
So your first word is Taroni.
T-O-R-O-N-E.
Enthymeme.
E-N-T-H-Y-M-E-M-E.
Iguape.
I-G-U-A-P.
Denebola.
D-N-E-B-O-L-A.
Fedodo.
F-A-I-S-D-O-D-O.
Coathai.
C-Y-W-Y-D-D-A-U.
Pohutakawa.
P-O-H-U-T-U-K-W.
Do you hear the judge having trouble with some of these words?
You got to hear him carefully to make sure he's spelling it correctly.
I can't even hear each individual letter from this kid.
He's so fast.
Monadnock.
M-O-N-A-D-N-O-C-K.
Emut.
E-M-U-T.
Nanofossil.
N-A-N-O-F-O-S-S-I-L.
Tongkang.
T-O-N-G-K-N-G.
Nakatosh.
N-A-T-C-H-I-T-O-C-H-E-S.
Come on.
Fla.
F-L-A-I-T-H.
Semele.
S-E-M-E-L-E.
Russell.
R-U-S-E-L-L.
Solder.
S-A-W-D-E-R.
Campernell.
C-M-P-R-N-E-L-L-E.
Nickel.
N-I-C-O-L.
Zamenis.
Z-A-M-E-N-I-S.
Tar Parker.
T-H-A-R-P-R-K-A-R.
Tlachli.
T-L-A-C-H-T-L-I.
Madoqua.
M-A-D-O-Q-U-A.
Retiarius,
RETIARIUS,
Oh my God.
Balintawak,
BLINTAWAK,
Tesseraconter,
TSSARACONTER,
Oh my God.
Torcathapsia,
TAUROK, THAPSIA,
Rapakivi,
RAPAKAVIA,
Wyad,
UAYB,
Paremia,
PAROEMIA,
Melanket,
MELENGKET,
Why does he have to slap it?
TRAGLIN,
Homeland,
HOMELYN,
Chikungunya,
CHIKUNGUNYA,
Bromocryptine,
BROMOCRIPTINE,
Kashaw,
CUSHAW.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty easy when the words are fake and you can just say anything you want.
That is going to be Jesse's final boss on
That's
the
it.
Incorporator.
Go ahead. I want to play it with Ben somehow, and I don't know how
Chicken
to do it. I want you to do it.
Dude, that was
That was amazing.
Do you have any talent like that?
There was a few words like solder, SAWDER.
I would have said.
How does he even know that's not like solder? Like I'm soldering.
SODDER.
I mean, when I've seen the spelling bee, it's always like, well, what language of origin?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's from the Greek.
He said nickel, and he spelled
like,
it a different.
That was the next one. NICOL.
Right.
And I'm like,
He
how?
was like,
When you
"No,
hear
well, they're not
nickel-
going to give me the easy nickel, obviously. So this is the harder nickel that they're going for."
God, that was ridiculous.
And by the way, credit to the moderator for being able to pronounce those
No
words.
kidding.
He has to practice quite a bit to make sure that he gets those correct on the pronunciation.
So let's say let's say he falls on hard times, and it's 25 years from now, and he's sitting at a bar somewhere, middle of the Sunday afternoon, down on his luck. He'll always have that in his pocket to be able to do as a bar trick,
like scam someone.
Yeah, some guys do. They hustle pool or darts. He's like
spelling.
I bet you I can spell.
Bet you I can spell any word.
Pick any word in the dictionary.
I bet you I can spell any word on the planet.
Are you
go.
impressed with my vast spelling knowledge?
Holy cow. Incredible.
Oh, well, that's a positive story about a local teenager. I've got a negative story about local teenagers, unfortunately. I didn't really know we had to do a PSA like this, but this actually came from the Not the Onion subreddit.
Okay.
But the link is to a local Fox 5 news story here that the viral Benadryl challenge has sent at least 5 kids to the ER here in San Diego. And I go, all right, what's the Benadryl challenge? I bet I can figure it out, but I did look it up. And yeah, Rady's Children's Hospital has said they have seen a very big increase in 16 to 18-year-olds as well as young adults from ages 20 to 22 who have come in with symptoms from an overdose of Benadryl, which the Benadryl challenge is going around on apps like TikTok and all of that. And it's encouraging kids to take a pretty dangerous amount of, I can't say the actual medical term of the drug in Benadryl, but taking Benadryl. Now, for an adult, like anybody like us.
I know someone who could spell it, though.
Yes, yeah. I'm sure we could.
For sure.
Shree would absolutely crush it. Somebody like us, the absolute max that Benadryl says to take in a 24-hour span would be 12.
Okay.
12 Benadryls in 24-hour span. These kids are taking 12 at a time.
Oh,
and
no.
they're hoping to like hallucinate, I guess.
Okay.
It says some of the overdose symptoms that they've seen include drowsiness, agitation, looking flushed. Kids are hallucinating. And yeah, so after an increase in kids showing up to local emergency rooms, they have gone to the media and to the news and said, please do not participate in the Benadryl challenge. So PSA out there, please do not participate in the Benadryl challenge.
We used to do dumb stuff like that, but we didn't have the internet. So I don't know where we heard that like you should smoke a banana peel and things like that. But we did dumb stuff like that.
I mean, I did stuff like we did like in high school, like we would do the gallon challenge. Like, can you drink a gallon of milk in an hour?
Which
and
would kill you.
I remember hearing like, yeah, right, I can do that. And then of course you automatically like you throw up. You cannot do it. We tried to see how fast can you eat like a pack of saltine crackers.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's impossible to eat one in like 20 seconds. And we're like, I could do that. But like, this is serious.
Yeah, Purple says, you smoking banana peels? Yeah, everyone tried that in my high school at least. He gave me a headache. I don't know. It's supposed to get you stoned or something. Hey, you don't have weed, smoke banana peel.
The fear when I was like getting into that at like 12, 13, 14 years old was always like, are you huffing paint?
Oh,
are you kids huffing paint?
Paint huffers. Yeah, the aerosols.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I might have hit the glue a little bit when I was a kid.
I mean,
the rubber cement.
Did they have?
I do not like the way like one Benadryl makes me feel.
Right.
I can't even imagine taking 12 of them. It sounds awful. Like,
do it tomorrow at 6 a.m. and see what happens.
Isn't that usually the deterrent? Like, hey, if you do this, you're going to feel absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
But apparently that's not a deterrent anymore. Like, awful.
I used to get high off my own supply with, I don't know how old they were, if they had them when you guys were kids. The smelly markers,
the
blue raspberry
like grape.
and the grape for the purple ones. They had like toasted marshmallow, I think was the brown marker. Good God, those smelled good.
Rod is with me. He said, we did it. Banana peel. I think it just gave me a headache.
How do you smoke a banana peel?
You dry it out and then put it in a
roll it up.
Like we probably smoked it out of an aluminum Coke can, which was super, super healthy. Hey, man, in a pinch.
That's really.
I know. We had different lives, but look, we're at the same place, so it's fine. I didn't miss out on anything, though.
How shocked would teenage Woods have been to learn that when you were 50, that there would be dispensaries on every corner,
like you wouldn't believe,
marijuana legally.
Of course, it's like the one drug that I never liked all that much. I'm like, perfect, makes sense.
Let's try banana peels.
Yeah.
Big bomber class if I was in my head.
It blows me away to think about.
Loose,
truly blows me away. It blows my mind. How about yours?
I'm very interested in micro dosing.
Yep.
Banana peels.
Yeah. That was no, it's mind boggling to me. You can walk and be like, I'll just take some of this and this and this and walk out and everything's good. Blows my mind.
It's different.
It is.
I do wonder, though, because it's legal and so commercialized now, do kids even care? Like, that used to be cool to, like,
is that the thing? Is it about getting high, or is it about doing something that you're not supposed to be doing and you're not allowed to do? Is that what the Benadryl challenge is really about?
I don't know, but I just know I pretended to like being stoned off weed for many, many years. It never was comfortable at one time. Never had a good experience.
Paulie, thank you very much.
That was excellent.
All right, we will come back. Let's get to the MLB reach around. There were some games yesterday, even though the Padres did not play. We'll get you caught up on the rest of Major League Baseball action coming up next with Ben and Woods, live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This.
All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It is better. Tomorrow is Wednesday. That means Big League Wednesday. Brett Boone is going to join us. Look forward to that. Thank you. We've got some Padres Mets tickets to give away here in a couple of minutes as well. Next home game for the Padres on Friday. Stay tuned for your chance to win a pair. We're giving them away all week. You can win them as the Padres come back home to face the New York Mets, who've been playing a little bit better of late. They've won a couple of games here or there, although they didn't win yesterday, and that will figure in as we get into our MLB reach around.
They're doing the
reach around.
They're doing the
reach around.
Everybody's doing the
reach around. And we will start with games in the NL West yesterday, including another good pitching performance by Eduardo Rodriguez. Diamondbacks taking on the Dodgers. shut them down, and the Diamondbacks got some late home runs from Tommy Troy, Nolan Arenado, and Ketel Marte to beat the Dodgers 4-1. They are now a half game behind the Padres for second place and in the wild card race. Nice win for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Tommy Troy went to Stanford, where he was a star. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. How does he not go to USC with a name like Tommy Troy? But ended up going to Stanford. Now he's in the big leagues.
Probably because Stanford's way better.
USC did make the Super Regional for the first time in 20 years this year.
School.
Oh, as a school.
Right. I mean, not way better, but it's better.
I don't know if
Stanford.
If your track is Major League Baseball, I don't know.
It's true.
But if you're picking on academics necessarily, but now he's with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Mentioned earlier, the Giants gave up 16 runs in a 16-2 loss to the Milwaukee Brewers. Of note, very Brewers-like game. No home runs.
Just bunted guys over.
Just 16, pass 40, the baton.
40 stolen bases.
Scoring runs at will, like the Milwaukee Brewers tend to do. And then late rally, the Colorado Rockies scored 5 in the 8th. Hunter Goodman, a go-ahead home run. The Angels tied it, and then the Rockies went on to win 9-8 over the Angels yesterday in Anaheim. Elsewhere in baseball, Jacob deGrom, a milestone win, the 100th of his career, just 5 shutout innings, but it was enough for the Texas Rangers to beat the St. Louis Cardinals 2-1, win their 4th straight game. Is Jacob deGrom a future Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know only 100 wins, but yeah, I think.
It's interesting. I saw someone comparing his career right now to Felix Hernandez, who has not been able to get in.
Yep.
Right now, they're very similar in terms of like career WAR. DeGrom's only won 100 games. Felix has won I think he won 170 or some in his career.
That's a lot more games.
Played for a lot of bad teams. Yep. DeGrom has kind of had some of the similar situations, and plus the injury issues. It's just a longevity thing, I guess.
It is.
I mean, if he gets hurt again and doesn't pitch much the next few years, I don't know if it's enough to get in. But when he's good, when he's there, he's really, really good.
I think he was also, he fell victim to playing on the Mets, for a while, where he'd give up a run, and they would lose.
Yeah.
And
just like Felix Hernandez.
Yeah, it was just excruciating.
You got to feel like that guy lost more 1-0 games for the Mariners than anybody back in the day.
I remember in high school, he won or maybe after high school, I don't know. He won a Cy Young, though. He had a losing record.
Yeah.
But he was the best pitcher in baseball, or at least in the American League.
That's why wins shouldn't be the end all be all. But I do think Jacob deGrom, in my mind, at least for what it's worth, is a Hall of Famer.
Sure, pitched like a Hall of Famer.
100%.
We have seen the American League start to roar back a little bit. Remember how the National League was dominating?
Yes.
It's evening out a little bit. Royals beat the Reds 9-2 yesterday. Lane Thomas with a first inning grand slam to get Kansas City off and running.
That'll help.
The Marlins are hitting the ball pretty well lately. They beat the Nationals 7-3. So Nationals didn't carry their 2-game winning streak against the Padres into any momentum. I don't know a lot of guys on the Marlins other than a couple of the stars, but Heriberto Hernandez hit a game-tying 2-run home run for Miami. The Twins snapped the White Sox 5-game winning streak with a 9-6 win. The Tigers have been terrible, but they did get the offense going yesterday, especially Dylan Dingler. 4 hits, 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in, and they just got past the Rays 10-9 in a slugfest.
What's his name?
Dylan Dingler. The Mariners beat the Mets 3-2 in 10 innings. It's the second straight 3-2 walk-off 10-inning win for Seattle, who did it against Arizona on Sunday. Dylan Dingler. And the Mariners have now won 7 in a row. They have recovered from their slow start to take over first place with a winning record in the American League West.
Who is it?
Dylan Dingler.
Got it.
That's his name.
That is his name.
And that is a limited schedule MLB reach around for a Tuesday morning.
Very well done, Benjamin.
Great
I'm looking at the calendar for our beloved San Diego Padres as the calendar has flipped to June. And it's rough. It's rough to say the least. You've got Dodgers, Braves.
The end of June is really gnarly.
It's crazy.
I mean, you've got some teams that aren't playing as well, like the Mets and the Reds.
Well, Mets are in this weekend.
Yeah.
Right. And then end of June is the Braves for 3, and then 3 with the Dodgers, and then you end the month with a couple of games against the Cubs. But mix in the Reds, mix in the Orioles, the Cardinals, the Texas Rangers, Skip Schumacher's bunch. It's it does.
I mean, there are there really aren't any horrible teams right now.
That's the thing is like horrible. Is
like the
Angels
Tigers have been horrible lately, but they've got good players.
Correct.
They can score 10 runs.
The Angels are horrible.
Yeah, Angels have been really bad. Padres took 2 out of 3 from them when they played them, but they weren't playing badly when the Padres played them.
But this is
they had won like 5 or 6 straight when the Padres played them.
This is again, like I think it's any great revelation, but it's a huge month. I mean, it's a huge month. You're 6 games over 500 right now. You got to start playing. You got to get it heated up. This month.
Trend over the last several years that Manny Machado always turns it on in June. Always. I think it's his best month of his career. Yeah. If you look at the monthly splits,
I think you're right, man.
Anything give you confidence in that happening again this year?
No. I'm naturally pessimistic, so no. Can't hit 180 or whatever, but I don't know.
He leads the team in home runs.
He does,
which is nice.
Yeah, double-digit home runs.
Yeah. If I told you right now, 500 record in June for the Padres,
I'm always signing up for that. I'm always signing up for a 500 record. Always.
They were 1 win away from a 500 record in May, and it felt like a giant disaster. If they had just held on to that win on
if they go
Saturday against the Nationals, they would have been 500 in the month of May.
So there's still 6 games.
So it's going to feel like another month of crap.
I mean, if they get to 500, but I mean, we just had an essentially 500 month.
No, we were 2 below. It's different,
but it was one win the other way. It would have been a 500
one
month.
Game,
one game.
One game the other way would have been a 500 month. If they held on to that lead on Saturday,
didn't
500 month.
It didn't feel
and
good.
It felt like the
end of the world.
The sky was falling for Padres fans.
It's true.
But you said now, you said
I'll sign up.
I'll take a 500 month here and still be 6 games above 500 going into July.
Looking at who we're playing, I'm like, all right, I'll take that. Take it. Yeah.
All right,
I don't know where that would leave us, but I think don't you?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you're above 500, 6 to 10 games going into the All-Star break, somewhere around there.
Yes.
It's not a bad place to be.
Not at all.
You don't have to be world beaters for the next 6 weeks to be 6 to 10 games above 500 at the All-Star break.
I think that would be a miracle, honestly, at this point, with the way that it's trending, right? The way the needles are pointing.
So if they play, but I mean, can they play worse than they played in May? They played really bad in May.
Are you kidding me?
So you think they can get even worse?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How many of those wins that they had easily could have been losses?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's always a deeper darkness. Always.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. You feel that way?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
That they got lucky?
No, not lucky, but. Yeah.
Games can go one way or the other. When you're in every single game, but whether you lose or win by 1, that means
the Padres are built to win those games that are close and late. They've got a bullpen that is absolutely built to lock down
they have a team that's built to win when they have a lead in a close game.
But if the trend is continuing with the starting pitching, that bullpen is going to be taxed as all get out. And if the offense doesn't start carrying the load, so to speak, or even doing the bare minimum at this point, yeah, man, it's trending in the wrong direction, which is why that leads me to say, yeah, I'll take 500 against these teams, against the Braves and the Dodgers and the Cubs, and
Well, it would help to build some against teams like the Mets, who again will be in this weekend, and we got some tickets right now to give away. While he's got the lines locked, he's going to unlock them in just a moment. And if you're the 4th caller at 833-288-0973, you're going to win a pair of tickets to Padres Mets for Friday night. It's Party in the Park, starting from the time the gates open until first pitch. Join the pregame happy hour in the fully transformed Gallagher Square, where fans can enjoy drink specials starting at $5. Live music, other fun activities. Get your tickets at padres.com/tickets. And now start dialing 833-288-0973. Come back. I want to talk about that Gavin Sheets piece in the Union Tribune about some of the behind-the-scenes things that Gavin Sheets has been doing for the Padres this season. Get to that next in our final segment of Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Saw this story on 10news.com.
Oh, shameless plug.
I've heard of them.
Costco reports record gas sales. As the price of gas increases, more people are braving the lines to fill up at Costco. I know I do.
Right? We know you do.
You never do.
No.
It's not worth it to you to save 20, 30 cents a gallon, even though it will require probably an extra 5 to 10 minutes of waiting before you get to the pump.
Way out of my way. Like
10 gallons,
6
20 cents, call it $2.
If it was in the neighborhood,
I go right by Costco on my way to work here. So I often probably will have to do it today.
Yeah.
Fill up my tank and go, why wouldn't I go to Costco? Yes, I'll be sitting there on my phone.
45 minutes?
Wait, no. Oh, no. It moves
An
quickly.
hour.
50 minutes.
Probably like 7 minutes as opposed to pulling right into the pump.
Yeah, again, it's 5 exits up from my house. And I'm like, I'm not driving round trip 45
that's fine.
minutes.
That's fine. Yeah, if
you have to go out of
making
your
an
way,
extra
it's an
trip
hour
for
to
it.
go get gas.
And look
Forget
at
it.
you're like if you're
My
saving
time is
20 cents
valuable.
per gallon, that's about $2-ish that you're saving. And you're like, yeah, I'll just pay the $2 extra and go to the 76 or whatever down the street, and it's much more convenient, and I won't have to wait in line for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's easily worth $2 extra.
We did a
$3.
whole bit like 2 months ago where I said I'm going to Costco. I've still never gone.
Still haven't gone.
Still haven't gone once. The integration into my life, I just haven't been able to do it.
Got Costco Sunday.
I just can't do it, man. I have nothing against it. I wish I was better at it. I'm just not. But I said I'm going today, and then something happened. I had like a flat tire or something. I can't remember, and I couldn't go.
But you have paid for a membership?
Oh, yeah, every year.
You've had a membership?
Oh, yeah, every year.
You just don't go?
Correct.
Your inefficiency bothers me. I will say that. I just, for my purposes, it's like, why would I pay more if I didn't have to? I know it's not a huge savings. It'll probably end up being about $4 to $5 less for my tank of gas.
Right.
At Costco.
But it adds
but it's
up,
not
as they say.
It's not a huge inefficiency for me to go because it's right on my way to work. So I just go. And
Purple says that infuriates me. Look, every couple years I'll need to make a big purchase. So I go in, and of course, you have to renew. So I renew.
Right.
And I buy the TV or whatever I wanted, or whatever it is. And then I sit on it.
Plus, you get the cash back. I got my check from Costco, like $151.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which is more than the cost of the membership.
You made like $90 or something.
Yeah, there you guys go. Good for you guys. It's so far from my house. I have to go and circle back. If it was on the way, even, I would stop. I have to go 5 exits past my house, exit, go down, do the deal, and then come back. It's just different. My time is valuable. I don't have much of it.
It's weird to me that you think of everything in terms of, I'm at my house and this is how far something is away.
It's my whole life, man.
For me, my life is a constant, okay, I'm going to be going from here to here to here to here. What's on the way that I can get done most efficiently while I'm en route somewhere else? So I may not need a tank gas. I may still have, 100 miles left, but I'm going right by this Costco and I've got an extra 15 minutes right now. Might as well just fill up. I'm not going to wait, until I'm not near the Costco, and I'm much more desperate for gas, so I'll just do it when it's efficient and easy to do so.
No, Padre bought. I know they have baseball cards there. Still, the allure of the exclusive.
Great packs.
Has not gotten me. It's not gotten me.
I get all my pharmacy from Costco.
That's smart. Yeah, I just need
super cheap.
Again, if it was in the neighborhood, no brainer. I go to Smart and Final sometimes if I need to. Right. Like I have no problem.
And there's a Costco off like Balboa that you could go to after work on your way home, and then just get right on the freeway from there and then go home.
All right. So Cole says he's pulling into Costco for gas. Let's see if I can get it in and out before the show ends.
You got about 6 minutes.
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
By the way, we don't care. If you're listening to our show, we hope it takes you a long time and you're just stuck listening to Ben and Woods forever in that
true.
Costco line. All right, let's finish up. I want to talk a little bit about Gavin Sheets and the piece that Kevin Acey wrote in the off-day piece in the Union Tribune. We all know, Gavin Sheets seems like a really good guy. I've enjoyed talking to him a couple of times that we've had a chance to converse. And
great dude.
Yeah, seems like a really good dude. But what I did not know is what a leadership role he's been taking in the clubhouse, including regular, like every game, after the game, Gavin Sheets will sit down with groups of players, open a beer, and talk about, the game, the strategies.
Old school,
kind of like, Mike Schultz talking ball that he always had before the games when he was manager the last couple of years. Gavin Sheets has taken it upon himself to bring guys in. It says Jackson Merrill's a regular, Joe Musgrove's a regular. Xander Bogaerts came for the first time and enjoyed it recently.
Yep.
He said, I don't usually have a beer after the game, but it was nice.
He said, I'm going to do it again.
Won't be my last.
Yeah.
Is Gavin Sheets promoting excessive drinking in the Padres clubhouse?
Is he peer pressuring these guys to drink alcohol?
And then, he went and got quotes from Stammen and Dave Macias. Some of the coaches were just like, yeah, guy's just personality is unbelievable. He meshes with every player.
Yeah.
There's most clubhouses are going to have groups, cliques of different guys who are friends. Because how many times are you actually friends with 25 different guys that you're at work with? No, you're going to gravitate toward a few. But he says Gavin Sheets doesn't really do that. He, different backgrounds, players from different heritage and races. He goes around and he talks to them all and includes them all and makes them a part of the show.
The connector.
The connector.
They call him. And I love that. Races, I also drink after watching them play. Yeah, maybe that's the bit, is after they play, we all get together for a beer and talk about what went wrong. We do that every morning just without the beer. But no, I think it's so important. And it's something this is not new. This is not some groundbreaking thing. This has been going on in baseball for years. But I do think it's stopped. It went away for a while. And I have heard stories from Flan and all the other guys. This is what they did every game. And the rookies, they're like, yeah, you can't leave until this thing's empty. And we're going to talk about what you did wrong and what we did wrong and how you can be better. And I've heard a million of those stories.
One of the things that Kevin mentioned is that it helps that Gavin has become one of the more productive players on the team.
Yeah, because a glue guy, I'm a glue guy, but I'm terrible. So it doesn't like, it's good to have a glue guy, but it's really good to have a glue guy that's good. Like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it gives you kind of an added credibility.
Yeah.
Makes guys listen to you. But it's what makes the Craig Stammen story, to me, always so strange in baseball, because Craig Stammen was, again, a relief pitcher, and no knock on Craig, but certainly not a top of the line, not a closer, not a Hall of Famer like Trevor Hoffman. He was a middle reliever. He was a decent middle reliever who had some up and down seasons, but was always considered one of the clubhouse leaders on his teams. And now, of course, he's parlayed that into becoming the manager of the San Diego Padres. But Craig, when he was a pitcher for the Padres, he was also a connector, kind of like Gavin Sheets has taken on the role of connector for the San Diego Padres. So I just thought that was interesting. I knew Sheets was a good guy. Didn't realize that he was so proactive when it came to this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
I think it's important.
You like to hear about it. Then again, they're not playing well, so I don't know how effective it's been, but it's neither here nor there.
Well,
you like
great.
to see the effort being made.
Now you've opened yourself up to maybe if you guys would hit the cages instead of drinking beers after the game.
Right.
It's a slippery slope. I mean, you remember Jock Peterson brought Pusoy into the locker room, and they were playing Pusoy every night. And then people started questioning. Literally, they were writing articles. Is too much Pusoy a good thing? And the Giants weren't winning because of the Pusoy.
Giants clubhouse had run rampant.
Pusoy everywhere.
Pusoy.
Yep.
But the real moral to the story is that people look at the results first. And if the Giants have been playing well, it would have been
Pusoy for everybody.
It would have been, wow, what a great thing to bring the guys together.
Yeah.
They're spending more time together, building more camaraderie. It's fantastic. I mean, yeah, when the Padres are losing, Gavin Sheets is pushing alcohol on the players and making them stay up late, and they're tired for the next game.
They should be home resting.
They should be home resting. It's just silly that we just take the results and then apply reasoning behind it.
Yeah, listen, apparently too much Pusoy is a bad thing at times.
I don't think the Giants are playing any more Pusoy, and they're still not
bad.
Performing well, though.
Yeah, maybe time to bring Pusoy back into the clubhouse. It is odd.
Not playing enough Pusoy.
100%. Who is? At the end of the day. Not me.
We're so close.
Would have been a good time for the music to start right there.
About 45 seconds away.
Yeah.
I can remind everybody that Ben and Woods is brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
David says, this is mean. This is Pusoy food because he gained like 100 pounds. No, it is not. It's not food. It's a game.
It's a Filipino card game, isn't it?
Card game. Yeah. Dice or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But all I know is that Jock Peterson loves him some Pusoy. And
it's the same thing with
what do you guys think about
fantasy football leagues in the clubhouse? Do they bring people together, or are they a complete distraction the guys shouldn't be worried about during pennant races late in the season?
Yeah, you can't put the Pusoy on a pedestal. No. You just can't do it.
Yeah, Carlos says Filipino poker.
Yeah, Filipino poker. There you go.
All right, that is
Ryan says I'm currently on a Pusoy winning streak. Hey, nobody likes a bragger.
Yeah, nobody likes a bragger.
Must be single.
That is
that is it for us on a Tuesday. Braden and Frank going to take over for the next 4 hours. Then it'll be almost time for Padres baseball with the Eco Water SoCal pregame show at 2:40 today. For Paulie Reindl, for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Tuesday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.